Definitely when you don't have control of the middle water, yeah.
I want to throw them away. Lucifron here, he did decide to go into those longbows. I was a little bit unsure whether he should go longbows or horsemen, but does decide to go for those longbows. Just adding.
And look at the walls inside of his base in the wood line. Lucifron, he's not playing around there.
Okay, Admiralty is in queue now.
Ooh, that's kind of difficult now. He does have more Springle chips as well, so this will be quite tough for B, who has not gathered up any stone yet. So Springle emplacements not going to be coming in anytime soon.
Yeah, and noteworthy, there's no demos either on the field just yet. On water just yet. We are taking these odd little pot shots here. Nothing to really be able to trade back here. Just a couple of longbows on the front lines here, so we'll be having to be a little bit careful there. Is going to have a clash though. Networks of Castles is great here for the time being, but still able to take down a lot of spears here from Lucifron, putting him in a very precarious position.
And the fights are being taken on water as well. We do see a couple of demo ships now in queue. They are coming out right as well. Still trading out underneath that outpost. Archers doing their best to thin out the number of spearmen there. Not too many longbows out there currently. And these mass on land, it's just definitely way ahead of what Lucifron has at the moment. 15 archers, 11 chevalier remaining at the moment. And water, he is able to repel for the time being as well.
Yeah, gonna lose the entirety of his gold here as well. Just able to torch down that tower in the picture-in-picture. Still, however, Lucifron is winning on the water.
He's got Admiralty now. That's a pretty game-ending move. He just doesn't have any gold to make any additional Springle chips.
Yeah, now the dive is coming through. I mean, losing more and more villagers here. This is not a good start to this grand finals for Lucifron. Yeah, just no blacksmith upgrades. You are right. I mean, no eco upgrades except for the double broad axe, which is not going to be helping him at all here. 5 spearmen in queue, but how many barracks does he really have? I would only guess 1 or 2, which is going to mean that this production is going to be exceptionally slow. Is that a gap in a... No, that's not a gap.
It is.
Wait, what?
Can you pass through? He might not be able to pass through. No, he can't pass through.
No! Is there another gap at least? Oh no, he might be. Oh my gosh,
there is another gap, but this is so bad for him.
No.
And at the same time, he's getting cornered on water as well. He's trying to escape from the Springle, from the demo ships, but the villagers, they're all getting hired out.
Just has to focus on water right now. Where does he decide
to
go?
There's no way.
He just...
Sarp hoş geldin. Ben de aldım
That
geldim.
is such an unfortunate one.
Birinci maçı biraz geç başladık.
The
Zaten
set of strong with the victory
çok
here
da
in game number 1, Lucifron with the English.
ya deniz savaşlarını çok sevmiyorum. Ben zaten çok da bir şey kaybetmedim ben kişisel olarak ama şimdi kim kazandı? Ben onu chat'e bakarken onu kaçırdım. B mi kazandı?
Pretty good.
Sanki suratlardan B kazanmıştı. Lucifron bir tık sıkıntılı görünüyor ama kısmet nasip bu işler.
To be fair, the only thing I was a little bit like unsure about was like the triple archery drop.
Yes, that was an insane
It was
timing.
like, okay, are you just giving up water?
And he wasn't. That was the
And I was
insane
like,
thing
okay,
about
no,
it.
he's
He was
just-
just doing
yeah.
just do everything at the same time.
Sure, that works. Anyways, Myriad, the rest of the set is yours. There's no more.
All right, welcome back, Myriad. Holy Island, what a game it has been. And yeah,
bu arada
starting
Deprecation hoş
strong in
geldin.
general, just been looking
Tamam.
very solid throughout this entire
Hadi iyi
tournament.
günler sana da. İyi
First match,
oyunlar
of course,
oyun
being able to
oynuyorsan.
win that gives you that little bit
Abi
of a
şöyle,
mental edge.
bu arada şöyle bir şey, biraz da dedikodu. Şimdi normalde bugün üçüncülük, dördüncülük maçı olacaktı. B diyorum. Beast ile Marinlord arasında. Marinlord yapmadı maçı. Üçüncülük maçına çıkmamış. Ha öyle mi var? Hadi kolay gelsin. Ya senin gibi strateji oyunlarından anlayan bir insan için çok da şey olmaz diye düşünüyorum. O kadar Age of yayını yaptık. Kod senin için şu an böyle şey olması lazım. Böyle yani çerez olması lazım. Hemen böyle baktığın anda koda çözebilmen lazım şu an. Marinlord üçüncülük maçına çıkmadı abi. Bıraktı yani üçüncülüğü. Dördüncü olmayı kabul etti. Beast de otomatikman üçüncü oluyor tabii öyle olunca. Ama acaba neden? Neden çıkmadı? Beast ile maç yapmak mı istemedi? Beast ile üçüncülük maçına çıkmak mı istemedi? Allah Allah niye acaba? Vallahi bilmiyorum. Yani açıklama yapmamışlar. Kişisel sebepler demişler. Ama
Yeah,
Yok öyle
interesting to
yani.
see
Açıklamasız olmaz o
regionalizations
işler.
could end up being picked here for B. I think we've seen Japan, Macedonian, I would say, are like pretty solid picks there on that map. I could also see Malian, but I think personally Malian might be more of a...
Gerçekten mi? Gerçi şey maç arasında olabilir. Maç arası reklama okeyiz. Ben de o zaman hemen 2 dakikaya geliyorum reklam bitene kadar. Evet. Nescafe mi ısmarlayacağım? Yo. Değil mi? Doğru. Heh, maç başladı. Açayım sesi.
Time around his opponent, Lucifron, playing in the color yellow as the Ottomans and is going to be
Osmanlı. Osmanlı, Japon.
from B.
Yes, the Ottomans pick, as we
Harita
mentioned, just
nerede? Harita
so
daha açık değil ama derin
incredibly
vadiye
scary
benziyor.
and effective, but
Yok ya benden
presence
değil
in the
reklam ya
draft
lanet
gives
olsun.
a lot of pressure for the
Ya
one who has
turnuva
it.
şey
You can
turnuvası,
basically pick Ottomans on every single
LAN
map
turnuvası olduğu
present in
için
the pool.
oyun içinden gözlemleyemiyorum.
Turn, in
O
theory,
yüzden yayından
guaranteed
izlememiz
positive
şart.
if the opponent bans it.
O yüzden de onlar reklam verince mecbur biz de reklam
Game,
izliyoruz.
sure, you risk the loss,
Şimdi
but that opens
1-0 bir önde.
possibilities for the draft later on ahead.
Derin vadi.
Most definitely
Şey,
does
derin vadi miydi
Lucifron
lan
on his
buranın
side,
ismi?
opening us up here
Galiba
with
öyleydi.
that military school.
Japanese,
We're also
Japon
seeing
Ottoman.
certainly some spearmen coming out from him, but when you're up against the overwhelming numbers from
bakalım.
a directly produced spearman from B's barracks, maybe you're getting forced into dropping your own barracks as well alongside it.
And when it comes to Darkage on Darkage,
Best of 9
these
olacak
two
bu arada
sets
arkadaşlar. 5 yapan
definitely get a
kazanacak.
few more spearmen out earlier.
Biraz daha
However,
uzun bir seri.
Lucifron did go for that military school. He might go for a barracks himself, but it doesn't look like it actually. No, he went straight for the gold, so he's going to be content to just get the
Ya
gold
şimdi
needed to age up.
şeye,
And I
matchup'a
think this is
bakıyorum.
wise, really, because yeah, Ottomans can win in Dark Age, but what are you really going to
Evet, hemen-
by putting the pressure on Japanese? It's not like
Hemen
they
çekelim
really
abi.
get gold
Hemen
there.
hemen LAN kablosunu çekelim
Delay, you risk
Sırbistan'a.
Delaying your own age up as the Ottomans.
Şimdi
is
Yeniçeriler
already
Japon
delayed by the military
atlılarına
school
karşı
Yeah. Typically,
avantajlı
military school
üniteler
start is
ama
kind of fine though, right? Because it starts paying off for itself after roughly 3 minutes ish once you get that third spearman out. And it looks like Lucifron is actually getting forced off the goal, but I do believe that he has enough else he will the villagers back. And actually, one of the spearmen
ekonomik olarak,
finding an early death
teknoloji
there
olarak
as wait.
nasıl bir matchup izleriz onu düşünüyorum.
Okay, he did drop off. Okay, the overlay
Ya
was
Osmanlı
a little bit delayed.
en
Was scared
son
there for
ben
a second that the villagers
bıraktığımda
got
çok
rallied
böyle
over to
çok
the
iyi bir
sheep
durumda
instead and
değildi.
might have lost the gold that they were carrying.
Yani yavaş bir ırk. Japon da yavaşlıklara karşı iyi durumda çünkü ya 3. çağa çıkmaya çalışan bir Fast Castle ırkı Japon. O yüzden de yavaş ırklara karşı iyi durumda oluyor. Erken baskı kuramadıkları için. Ya ben B'den Fast Castle yapmasını bekliyorum. Lucifron ne yapacak? O önemli biraz. O da Fast Castle deneyebilir. Maçın gidişatına göre yorum yapabiliriz. Bir şeylere bakalım. Oyuncuların tercihlerine. 4-4-9 maç bizi biraz yorabilir ama olsun. İzleriz yani. Ya Osmanlı yok abi çok zor ya. Yani çok fazla yatırım yapacaksın da bilmem ne de. Zor o iş.
But to be fair, for the most part, in this particular matchup, as the Ottomans, you are going to be the one that raids. You're not getting raided. at least for the foreseeable future.
Did you see the way the berries spawned there for B? Underneath his DC? I've never actually seen this kind of a layout of
Quite
berries.
wide, yeah.
It's
That's
so
Koyun sayıları da
efficient.
aşağı yukarı
very
eşit.
nice for that worker there. Yeah, having the small berry patch there at the top left side.
İki tarafın
it
da
all kind
koyun
of just
anlamında
gets
ciddi
squished
bir
together
avantajı
between the
yok.
woodline and the gold, so
Çift
can be
minareli
very happy with
medreseye
that.
karşı
Just a
kura
minor efficiency
storehouse
boost there.
geliyor. Bunlar da biraz
Oh, now with the second
klasik
spin,
açılışlar.
he's going to begin moving across the map. Try to see if he can get a few pokes and idle time on that gold. Of course, he could even opt to go for the classic 1 to 2 on stone whilst aging up. That will allow him to, of course, gather just a little bit of gold through the Japanese bonus, but also potentially work towards that daimyo nice and early within the feudal age if he wants to fight. That's especially, well, I would say even essential.
Spearman gonna be facing off against the Baiti infantry here in front of B space. Now, this is also the question where what is his game plan going to be as he reaches the feudal age? Is he just going to be dropping an outpost, wants to defend for that past castle age, or is he going to be dropping archery
düşünüyorum.
ranges to try and play this
Şimdi
one
Japon
out
normalde
in the feudal age? Because typically so far we've seen
kışla
that
açılışı
fast
yapıyor,
castle age not work
fakat
that well overall from
yani
the,
Osmanlı'nın
Japanese.
askeri
We do see
okulu olacağı
Lucifron
neredeyse
immediately
kesin
dropping the
gibi.
stable here. We know that
Askeri
he is gonna be playing this
okulu
one
açacak bir
aggressive
Osmanlı'ya
manner.
karşı kışla açmak ne kadar
So far,
mantıklı?
we're not really seeing anything that's
Onu
giving
bilemedim.
things away. 10 villagers on wood actually does kind of tell the story of him trying to get some more production buildings out. And look at this, Lucifron
Burada
being a little bit
geyikleri
cheeky here, luring the deer away from each other, just spreading them out. a bit
sağa
more.
sola
Means
dağıtmaya
that
çalışıyor
see
ki
when
yani
you
tek
actually
bir
move
evle
out
bütün
of here,
geyikleri
eventually it's gonna be
toplayamasın
vastly
efektif bir
reduced.
şekilde.
Another way you can gain a tiny advantage.
Ya madem
Every
Pikeman'ı
little
götürdüm oraya,
advantage
neden
at this
yapmayayım?
level
Çok
makes a
mantıklı.
difference in the long run, of course. Rarely are games decided by one singular blunder later in the game. It's always normally a build-up of small mistakes that lead to one's demise.
Of az daha
Spearman
gözcü
has joined
gidiyordu.
the fray here on the front line outside of B's base. Lucifron might look to actually begin pressuring this gold. He still
Bu arada
has his
adamların
speed
sesleri beni
advantage.
bastırmıyordur
Very
diye
well put.
umuyorum.
But the archery range is now up and running for B. The first Yumi is in queue. Samurai as well as a follow-up.
Samurai is an interesting one. Now, the Samurai, of course, being a very tanky frontliner, does benefit as well from a lot of the unique qualities that the Japanese have, namely deflective armor, as well as being able to be buffed up by a bannerman. The issue with them tends to be that, sure, they've got 3 more armor than a default unarmored unit, both melee and range, but the Sipahi also gets 3 more damage.
For sure, the Sipahi, one of the biggest strengths, is still present despite the nerfs. Their massive range.
Bir tane samuray
An
yapmış.
attack from behind Spearman if they so choose. Samurai.
O bir tane samuray iş yapacak bu
For
arada.
a little while. Even a towel coming up here for B. So what this reminds me of, I'm sure you've seen this before. I've actually seen it in this matchup exactly. Just a full infantry defense play here from B, relying on trading favorably on the defender's side, and then slowly using his safe food to work towards that castle age very carefully.
The thing as well is, in mass, the Samurai should start scaling
Enteresan olan
really
şey
well,
şu.
again, like just as a frontline, anything here for Lucifron. And if you can just continuously mass up the Yumi archers behind it all, that should also
Ya ben
lead
Fast
him
Castle
to
bekliyordum
a
birden.
position where we
Üçe
can,
çıkmıyor adam.
upgrade the Yumi archers, or at least
Feodal
have the Bannerman out,
oynayacak.
and with that, potentially snipe out something like the Imams, the Metter, any Spearmen, and even trade out up against the archers.
Lucifron looking for an opening here, trying to use his mobility to his advantage, but there's quite a lot of units on the field.
Acaba
now
şey
from
yapamaz
B, so
mıydı
it's
diye
not
düşünüyorum. O kadar
looking
Fast
easy.
Castle'a çıkamaz
Lucifron,
mıydı?
of course, does not want to lose anything here. He doesn't have to.
Sanki yeterli zamanı varmış gibi geliyor bana ama yani bir böyle oynadığına göre demek ki çok yani o riski almak istemedi. Belki de o risk çok alınabilecek bir risk de değildir. Ben bu match'e çok oynamadığım için bilemiyorum şu an. Şimdi benim beklentimden farklı bir maç ilerliyor. 2 tane imam da çıkarmış bu arada. Early game'de bayağı iş yapıyor o
Doesn't
imamlar.
have any cavalry though in order to actually go for an effective raid. And Yumi archers
Asker
actually chasing
sayısı
after
olarak-
the imams there. And is that going to be an
Abi,
imam
abi,
going
imam-
down? It's
imamı
so close.
tutun.
The imam does not go down.
Oo.
Yes, and especially with the Sipahi here, this means that B may have overextended slightly finds the Imam and just really wants to commit to kill it, but has lost a lot of his Yumi. A couple of Samurai going down as well. The Sepaki outputting so much damage, of course. No skill.
Bayağı ünite kesti bu arada.
Just comes back fully healed eventually. So be losing a
Bu
lot
savaş
of value there in his army
şeye
early
yazdı.
on. Destroyed value at the moment.
Lucifron'a yazdı. Lucifron orada bayağı bir ünite kesti.
Early on in this game.
Destroy'da bakarsanız sol alt köşede ki dikdörtgenin en sağındaki işte informatik yani oradaki sayılara bakarsanız Destroy'da 660'a 225 yani Lucifron 660 kaynaklı bir ünite öldürmüş. Oradan da takip edebilirsiniz. Şimdi asker sayısı 19'a 19. Lucifron'da Sipahi Archer kombinasyonu var. Ağırlık olarak B'de ise Yumi yani okçu, bir de yanındaki ünite neydi? O oklavası olan. Samuray değil de başka bir Onemusha yok. Onemusha değil. Neydi onun ismi ya?
This is why Ottomans are a force to be feared, no matter the map, no matter the matchup. It's so difficult to stand up to this Civ. The Sepaki also getting peeled back as Lucifron can. He does manage
Bir tane imam öldü galiba değil mi?
But two get out on such little HP and they can be healed once again. B does make a stand. He is able to push Lucifron back for now, but plenty of damage has been dealt. Two villages have gone
Destroyed
down.
kısmı 1655'e 955 hala Lucifron'un ufak bir üstünlüğü var. Bir taraftan tabi bedava üniteleri de olacak. Hem böyle bir kaynak liderliği var hem de bedava üniteler de bu avantaja eklenecek daha sonra. Ben şu yeni ırkı anlatırsan, oğlum yeni ırkı, oğlum detaylı yeni ırk analizi ben daha yeni ırkı hiç izlemedim bile. Önce ben kendim öğreneyim de ondan sonra.
Meaning these farms are crucial for bee survival here.
Up to 20%.
See, I thought so actually. Yeah, it did, didn't it?
With the horticulture nerf, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Plus one melee damage on the way for bee as well. Very cheap for the Japanese. One of the cost offset by the stone.
Köylü sayısı 38'e 35. Köylü kaybetti mi peki? Köylü kaybetmiş. Bir köylü kaybetmiş. Ne ara kesti lan köylü? Ha bu altının altındakileri kesti. Tamam.
So with that, should be in a position to at least cause some reinforcement from B needing to get pulled back. It's a pretty solid number of samurai.
Evet, asker sayısı eşit. Ama sipahiler bayağı bir hasar vuruyor.
Sipahi, they are very, very solid even up against men-at-arms. A theoretical counter unit when you imagine that they have got armor and well, Sipahi don't. But the Imam is getting sniped. Healing is now no longer on the menu.
Mehter de
Samurai
gidiyor.
numbers are falling as well though, but the Matter also, well, I want to say Matter is getting
çok
sniped, but
kesti
there's
ama.
still two more Matters behind it.
Lucifron
But
bayağı
Sipahi
kesti
numbers
abi.
also,
Yani
a couple of them
imamı
falling.
kaybetti.
Will
Bir
not
tane
get
mehter
healed up
kaybetti ama
anymore at this
kendisi de
point.
bayağı...
This is the point as well.
Ooo.
When the Yumi archers arrive in the base from Lucifron, and B, he's going to be able to start picking off some villagers here.
Yeah, very nice little maneuver here by B. This is crucial actually when you are on the defensive, finding at least a little point to put the pressure back on your opponent and keep them guessing and
İki köylü.
distracted, not able to fully hold
Köylü
in
sayısını
on the
eşitlemek
aggressive
üzere
side
şu
on
an.
your base. But still,
Had
He's in
Sipahi
dire
just
straits.
activating his ability and goes on through. At the same time, the Sipahi inside of the base from B are going to start destroying that outpost. Villagers needing to run. There's not that much gold left in B's bank, so he can't queue that many more samurai villagers jumping inside of the TC. Body blocks happening as well. Sipahi with the fortitude upgrade, or ability rather, going to be attacking really, really quickly now.
Lucifron is sacrificing so much in this offensive, but he knows it's worth it. The military schools are still working all the while behind this, pumping units. He knows that all this idle time hurts B even more than
Kendi üstünde 3 tane, 2 ya da 3 tane köylü kaybetti Lucifron. Ama bu saldırısıyla aradaki köylü farkını tekrar ufak da olsa açmayı başardı. Ama ordusunun da büyük bir kısmını kaybetmiş oldu böylece. Tekrar saldıracak, tekrar birikecek, tekrar saldıracak. Bu arada kaynaklara bakıyorum herhangi bir 3. çağ manevrası falan olacak mı diye de pek öyle bir şey görünmüyor şimdi. İmam bayıldı. Oğlum bu espriye niye bu kadar güldüm lan ben?
Still though, B is doing a solid job stabilizing. We are seeing the +2 damage upgrade has come in on the samurai here, so their melee damage is going to be
Evet,
a
10
lot better than what
sipahi, 6 okçu, 2 mehter.
So we'll be able to dish out a lot more damage up against the sipahi as well.
Lucifron now looking for a wide flank before that tower goes up yet again for B, and this could be a really big timing here if B doesn't pay
Sipahiler
attention.
geliyor,
The
gördü ama.
vision isn't there, but placement of this market gives him early notice, so he's gonna pull back his wood line. But again, just the sheer presence of this Sipahi just idled out over 10 villages.
Yeah, Lucifron, he's going for a
Bu arada
castle
şey
age
gibi
behind all of this
arkadaşlar,
actually, while
3. çağa
still being
geçecek
able to
gibi
pressure
görünüyor
with the
Lucifron.
Sipahi, just needing a little bit more food for that age up to
Tabii
come
yani
through. Already has a ton of
agresif
wood in the
tarafı
bank as
oynarken
well, so
şöyle bir
he
avantajınız
could be
var.
dropping some mosques behind the
Savunan taraf sizin
Really nice
hani
distraction here by
ünite
Lucifron.
basmaya
He
devam
hasn't
mı
made any
ediyorsunuz?
new units in a
Saldıracak
while, but
mısınız?
just his presence with the
Yoksa
Sipahi,
çağ mı atlıyorsunuz onu
pressure
bilemiyor.
able to exert,
Yani
forces
sürekli
B once
base'iniz
again
katlaması
reinvest
falan
and
lazım.
think twice about leaving his base or stopping unit production.
Agresif olmanın böyle bir avantajı var. Şimdi de Lucifron'un 3. çağ simgesi gelecek. Bundan sonra B'nin reaksiyonu ne olacak onu göreceğiz.
And he's also
Özkan, hoş
adding a
geldin.
ton of villagers over to gold right now, 14 villagers, so he is going to be gathering up that gold at record speed in order to just get what he needs in order to go for his own castle age. More farms also coming in, just needs that additional food income as well, as he doesn't actually have any food left over in the bank right now.
Finally, the castle age comes through for Lucifron, and B gets the bad news, something he did not want to see this game. Once again, the Sipahi wrap around the north side. Two skirmishing group of archers discover themselves there in the south as well. And this idle time again, perfectly timed raid by Lucifron, again idles out B on the woodline, who is not even close to castle age. And this is going to be such a difficult hold, as the veteran Sivir Sipahi is now on the way. Of course, the Mangonel.
Emir, hoş geldin. Nasılsın, iyi misin?
The Mehmed Imperial Armory. Lancers is going to be the choice.
Evet, şimdi 3. çağa girmesiyle beraber Lucifron'un şövalyeler üretilmeye başlandı. Bir taraftan da sipahi upgrade'i ve atak upgrade'leri, geliştirmeleri yapılıyor. Şimdi bunun üzerine B'nin reaksiyonu ne olacak diye bakıyorum. Yani o da 3'e çıkmayı düşünüyor muhtemelen. Şeylere baktığımda, kaynaklara baktığımda ama çok da yakın değil.
And as we mentioned, Lucifron's mass isn't quite up there, not enough to do a full-on dive. Although the samurai will be dealt with by the Sipahi and especially the lancers, they can still hold their own in melee for a while and really keep that front line strong. Lucifron is going to dive in to find a little bit of damage. Maybe he can force a bit more of an investment once again from B, delay his castle timing. But I'm not sure this is the best trade here for Lucifron. He's using quite a few units. The Mechler had fallen.
Evet, şimdi B'den 3. çağ simgesi geldi. Köylü sayısında biraz geride. Teknoloji olarak da geriden geliyor. Bu maç dönmez diye bir şey yok bu arada. Gidişatına bakalım. Yani mümkün olduğunca bu teknolojik avantajını kullanıp işte rakibine hasar vermeye çalışıyor. Lucifron şimdiye kadar da başarılı. Bir köylü daha gitti.
Into those villagers, into the base here from B. A lot of the units are going down and all the arrows and placements are in on these outposts, so a lot of damage is coming in, but villagers getting traded out in mass at the moment.
Yes, the Lancer front line is able to melt through the samurai, which allows the Sipahi to rotate around.
Çok kayıp verdi ya.
Immense pressure on B as the Slamlock is being constructed, forcing him into an impossible decision. He has to sacrifice villages to get this up, because if he doesn't, he's gonna be feudal locked. But no decision yields any kind of advantage here for him because the Sepahi are by now running rampant. There's nothing left here for B in his base. Only a few Yumi left for a desperate defense, but it's not enough. They all die as the Lancers keep going deeper and deeper. But it's just nothing left here for B. The Spearmen are coming out, but...
Yeah, he's got Spearmen coming in. He's going to be able to hold his own for the time being, but he's lost a lot of villagers. At this point, he might actually need to go for a second TC. Stone-wise, he's kind of close, but now the archers coming in as well will get picked off relatively quickly by the aerostats placements here. Lucifron still just extracting so much value out of those knights, killing more and more villagers, and the landmark
Abi landmark bile yapılmadı, yapılamadı.
Yeah, just at the last second with 3 villagers.
Ya gerçekten mi oğlum? Neyse en azından maçı kimi kazandığını biliyoruz. Çok da bir şey kaybetmemiş olduk. Durum 1-1 oldu. Bir ilk maçı kazanmıştı. Ben de iyiyim sağ olun Emir bu arada. İlk maçı kazanmıştı. Şimdi Lucifron rövanşı aldı Osmanlı'yla. Durumu 1-1'e getirdi. U-Block dediğin şey mi? Reklamları şey yapar mı? Reklamları kısan bir uygulama mıydı o? Bende yok muydu ya o? Ha yok bu Twitch. Ya şöyle. Gerçi doğru o zaman öyle yapsam bunu... Evet. Demek ki ben kullanmıyormuşum. Tamam doğru.
No longer will Ottoman just creep in every single map and that he has to ban it. Ottomans is gone, so now he can really think about what to ban in each of these
Şimdi
maps.
bir dahaki harita hangisi bakıyorum da belli değil sanırım.
Definitely important as well. Just having a lot more freedom when it comes
Ya
to
U-Block ben de sanki ekliydi gibi hatırlıyorum ama acaba ekli değil mi ya?
On which map is going to be played next. We've got Four Lakes, we've got Coastal Cliffs, we've got Frisian Marshes, Kalogger, Dry Arabia, Boldlands, and Front Range still available.
What a varied map here. Big balance of hybrid as well as land and everything in between. Wonderful couch there, it's visible.
The spectator couch getting pretty full at this point now. Everybody has
ayarları değişti. Ha belki de ondandır.
Hope everyone's cuddling.
Are we getting paid by them? Milk chocolate. Oh, damn.
Do with that.
Not sponsored by the way. Unless we are. If we are, then it's good.
What's background there? More merchandise visible. Plenty here on offer, so get your orders in. As we mentioned before, not only will you get damn sick shirt, but also support Homestead Cup, future Age of Empires 4 events.
Observers knew what they were looking at there.
Cameraman knows his job.
Exactly.
Bir ara bakayım ya. Doğru söylüyorsun. Ben de reklam izlemek
some
istemiyorum.
sick designs there. Once again, quick shout out to the fourth wall. Age of Empires 4 merge available there for the Homestead Cup. Definitely do check it out. It does go a long way.
Harita hala belli değil mi oğlum gerçekten?
Age of Empires 4 tournament scene and allows us to bring guys even more sick LAN events like this one. Homestead Cup number 2 definitely appreciated here if we are able to get to that point. Now, we still aren't quite sure.
Vallahi ben bugün biraz tatlı bir şey yedim. Ayıptır söylemesi. O yüzden canım çekmedi.
At the moment, there we go. It is going to be Coastal Cliffs as the next map, and Coastal Cliffs, I think that map at this point is synonymous with the Ayubits when you've got them in your draft. Like I never see Ayubits not getting drafted on Coastal Cliffs when you got them.
And the thing is, like, I struggle to think of why. You're pretty much right. But the thing is, when you think of Coastal Cliffs, it's like there's nothing that screams Ayubid about this map at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they're a cavalry civ, and a map like Coastal, at least at the later stages, removes some of the effectiveness of cavalry because of its close nature. But I think, in a way, in the early game, because Ayubid loves to go for that fast castle, sometimes you have a great spawn, and it makes it very defensible because of that narrowness of the map. That's part of the reason for it. But there's other possible picks here as well. I think Sengoku, not bad here at all. China could do amazingly as well. Even JD, for that matter, I would say, is strong here for all these picks for Lucifron.
And even with the long distance to the initial stone outcropping, we tend to also see Golden Horde sometimes on coastal cliffs as well.
Yeah, for sure, because the stone, I think, always spawns retracted towards the back. You get a little chocolate offering.
Kanalında öyle bir komut mu var, ne bileyim, bir ara koymuşumdur.
We're gonna be crossing chocolates.
Bu reklam mı yapıyorlar şu an gerçekten yoksa?
That is chocolate, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Bence yapmıyorlardır
That's
ya.
really good.
Ekrana logosunu koymaları gerekir diye düşünüyorum.
There's a little Corvin is on there.
Ama böyle abi Avrupa çikolataları güzel oluyor genelde ya. Yani
Well, that's a...
İsviçre çikolatası, Alman çikolatası, onlar hep güzel
Never
oluyor.
mind.
Then if I can show it up
It's a
close.
Katıl.
Oh,
Okay, alright.
debated. Maybe we can have a... I don't know if it's visible. You can see a kind of flamingo. I don't know if we can switch the focus.
Ha, olabilir. Boşluk ne yapıyor ya? Hiç haberiniz var mı? Ben ne zamandır görmüyorum boşluk.
There's a flamingo on there.
Yeah.
Take our word for it.
No misinformation here.
Never.
Never once.
Never once in my life did I ever spread misinformation anywhere about anything.
But of course,
Belçika mı? Ha, çikolatada.
yes, plenty of
Vallahi
great
bilmiyorum.
picks for this
Doğrudur.
map as well. Oh, but we are already on
Şimdi
the way actually.
What is a
kim
draw?
kimiz?
Yeah, we didn't get to show
Kim kime
there.
dumduma.
Too busy with
Kim
the
kimiz o?
chocolate,
Ha,
I mean,
Makedonya.
Great, okay, you can
Ne?
play it,
AUB.
right? But this is game number 3 here. As we mentioned, 1-1 is the current scoreline between Lucifron and B. And B looks to rely on the
Haritamız da bir
Macedonians
açılsın,
here
onu da
on
görelim.
coastal cliffs. He's going to be spawning in the north side in the color green. Lucifron, meanwhile, just like you predicted, Krakody, Ayubids for him spawning in the south side.
Indeed, it just feels so typical for this map to be picking the Ayubids here. I don't know, as you mentioned, I'm not sure what it is about it. Exactly, because the same things, or the same good reasons for the Ayubids, also the same good reasons for some other civilizations.
Ya Emir.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Bugün abi Emir'in esprileriyle geçiriyoruz. Ama iyi de ya bu arada, hani şikayetçi değilim bu arada.
Arabia at the end of the day, really.
Yeah,
Ben
Must be
eğleniyorum
about that
bayağı.
early game, surely.
I could think so as well. Also, just because like I think food runs out relatively quickly on that map, so having the additional food from the berries just makes a lot of sense there as
Şimdi,
well.
bu
Speaking of food,
anlam veremediğim
early on in the
harita.
game, moving
Yani
north
suları olan,
here,
suda
so
balığı olan
this
ama
time
kıyısı
also has the
olmayan
berries right next to it
saçma
as well.
sapan bir harita yani.
So
Very good
double
choice.
whammy there when it comes to the early food gathering. Does get spotted out by Lucifron though.
I think another good part about the Abbot actually that I just thought of
AUB Makedon.
I mean, the
Yani
balls
AUB
are
yine
always
Fast
towards-
Castle
they're always towards the center.
ırkı ama
Abbot can't take them.
ne yapacak
Yeah, damn good at
göreceğiz.
pressuring it, right? So when a Civ goes on it, I mean, in the Castle Age, which they love to go for very early, I mean, they're going to be great at pushing you off of it.
Yeah, in general, very hard to get these deer as they're all spawning forward as well. So not being too reliant on
Türkiye'ye
deer, but
benziyor.
instead
Niye?
being able to gather
Kıyıları
from
var ama
the
kullanamıyoruz
berries,
falan diyor.
a lot more food from them is a
Evet,
serious
Libo.
advantage for
Aynen, benim de
Ayubids in
aklıma o
this game.
sürekli geliyor. 200 nüfus orduya 4 mızraklı gönderip destek atıyorum.
We can tell just exactly how many sheep have been gathered. Somewhat even, there's still 3 sheep, so if he manages to somehow find those last remaining 3, it's going to be a perfectly even game when it comes to...
Beni defterden sildim ve üf dedikodu.
Be beginning with the Varangian war camp here. Again, I think it's worth always mentioning.
Valla ben kendimi bile defterden sildim,
It's a
haklı.
mistake.
It's
Güzel
5
boş ver.
seconds.
Yes,
You're
it is
gonna
5
survive.
seconds. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. But the thing is, efficiency, right? I mean, you can't blame him. It's it's
Eventually
not
you
something
want
you
it.
want to forget. It's
Yeah.
definitely not something you want to forget. So I don't blame him at all.
Logistics coming in from Lucifron. Imperial Hippodrome is going to be the play from B, so pretty standard landmark choices here from
Hadi biraz
both
da
of these
dedikodu.
players. Definitely, I thought the most. I want to
Valla
say
merak ediyorum ne
four,
yapıyor, ne ediyor acaba.
choices here from both of these players that's going to be coming in. Interesting little cliff here in the backside from Lucifron. Look at that. He's getting a little view onto that wolf down there.
Different elevation
Yoksa 2 okçu var.
on that side of the map. Yeah, logistics for Lucifron, so going for what looks to be the old rival here. I mean, he can't really ask for a better spawn, really. The retracted gold with the secondary wood line behind, leading to a lot of defensiveness for him, and it's such a long way around the other side.
Olabilir canım, ne olacak?
Means that it's going to be very difficult for B to pressure him.
Arayınca korkuyorum diye.
Well, the matchup I think is relatively hard for Riot.
Abi ben telefona bakmıyorum. Bana online ulaşsanız da niye illa telefon kasıyorsunuz? Ya bana online ulaşmak daha kolay o yüzden. Mesela Sarp'ta da benim numaram var ama hep biz Sarp'la işte yani Discord'dan ne bileyim falan iletişim kuruyoruz.
Yeah, that's right. And the future
Ya
as
benim
well. I mean,
imkanım olsa ben hiç telefon kullanmam.
for the Arabits as well, though, right? I mean, going for the logistics, which of course begs the mention that the Dervish is way weaker than before. Healing is not as potent, namely to do with what constitutes being under attack.
Evet, şimdi 2'ye geçmek üzere geçti Lucifron. İkisi de Makedonya'da geçti.
Only when the units are
2 ne o? İmam değil de. Neydi onun ismi ya?
Yeah, when
when your
units
own
are
units
attacked, they'll be
İşte
in
Develi İmam.
Yeah,
İsmini unuttum.
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Used to be that only when you attack can you truly be in combat, but now it's been changed to even when you get attacked, will you be in combat here? Will that be utilizing his villager to lure in the deer just a little bit closer?
Abi Libo yani olay ne biliyor musun? Ben yani sürekli ulaşılabilir olmak da istemiyorum ki mesela yani. Neden sürekli ulaşılabilir olayım? Ya herkes için geçerli bence bu. Sadece benim için de değil yani. Mesela bir insan hani insanla konuşmak istemiyor olabilir, kafa dinlemek istiyor olabilir.
It's double stable already. Okay, Lucifron, he's not messing about.
Yeah, he actually really wants to punish B here, or at least sort of prevent any kind of timing.
Eskiden böyle dertlerimiz yoktu. Cep telefonu yokken. Ya evi arıyordun, evi arayınca ya ulaştın ulaşamadın. Tamam,
Horsemen do have that bonus damage against range units, which the Desert Raiders are classified as, but for the Macedonians is
33 on efsane telefon ya.
they can make horsemen very quickly and easily. They will get the champions to aid them as the first skirmish comes in here. 3 horsemen is a great number.
İki tane çol akıncısı kesmez mi aslında ya? Bence keser ya.
But the second one now joins the fray, potentially earlier than be expected because of that second stable, and make that
Yani
a
burada
third
bir
Desert Raider, which gives B the news.
bilemedim ya.
Now
Sanki
must
iki
know that this
çol
is
akıncısı
double.
heal'la beraber
Yeah, that is
bunları
quite
keser gibi
lucky.
geldi
He's
bana
getting
ama
more
neyse.
often out, but might now be in a position where he needs to retreat potentially as 3 Desert Raiders are quite
Değil mi?
a
Evet,
lot.
ne zaman uyanırım,
He
ne zaman
is
uyuyorum.
kind of getting forced into taking a fight. Horsemen are trying to path
Gece
around,
3'te
but
sen
the path
öğretmen
and
misin
also
bu?
Horsemen going very low
Aa, ne
health
güzel.
just from trying to path in the right
Gece
direction.
3'te mail atan,
Villagers
evet.
trying to seek shelter. One of them is very weak. B, he's trying to buffer out here, trying to get that villager back to safety. Loses
Ya
a lot of
Özkan.
health on his horseman though. One of
Oğlum
them
bugün
will
chat'in
go down,
performansı çok
but he
güzel lan.
has managed to keep his villagers safe at least for the time being.
Valla ben maçı bıraktım, chat'i izliyorum. Yalan olmasın.
Not only dealing a lot of damage to the horsemen, but picking one up as well so far is huge, as well as the idle time on the day, which have not been fully gathered by B. He actually added more villagers onto the day and was forced to pull them back. So it's about as bad as it can possibly get when it
ne
comes to
güzel.
that idle time here for B. And Lucifron just
Ben de arkadaşlarıma hava atayım, beni izleyen akademisyenler var diye.
Now to B's 4 horsemen, as well as the champion scout and horseman.
Now he's just taking down one of the houses here from B, so putting some pressure on him. He just pulled his villagers off of wood, so now getting forced into rebuilding that house right away is going to be a tough one for him. We've seen outposts actually coming up here.
Çöl akıncısı yanılmıyorsam Eyyubi'den bedava çıkıyordu.
At least for a little bit, is going to have to rush that one up as soon as possible.
O yüzden hem yani baskı kurarken bir taraftan da 3'e yürüyebilir ama şu an için öyle bir niyeti varmış gibi görünmüyor. Tabii yani pasif çıkıyor mu ondan emin değilim. Çıkmıyor olabilir. Yani parayla basıyor olabilir bu çöl akıncılarını. Tamam. Hava atacağım arkadaşlara. Ha doğru lan, Simge'de akademi hem de Almanya'da akademisyen oğlum. Tamam, akademisyenler izliyor derim o zaman. Çoğul kullanırım. Öyle şey yaparız.
Does make quite a bit difference, especially when you consider that the armor upgrade also provides these horsemen with more health for the Macedonians.
That's what I just said. Damn.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm legally deaf, I guess.
Lucifron, though, actually starting to add horsemen at this stage as well. The Bogmather as the choice will be behind this too.
Şimdi 8 Horseman'e karşı 9 çöl akıncısının başarılı olması gerekiyor normalde.
It's tough, right? Because you can't immediately expect your opponent to really go that heavy on the Desert Raiders. So you need the confirmation for that first. And even when you're massing the Bogmather, the Camel, or rather Desert Raiders, still tend to scale relatively fine up against the archers. They are, after all, not taking bonus damage, and they do more damage than an archer from range while having more attack speed as well. It's kind of obscene when you think about it. It's just the cost that makes it not worthwhile long-term trading mass archers versus mass Desert Raiders.
Yeah, it's a wild build up, and the sacrifice you make in mobility, I mean, it always hurts, even on this kind of a map. Hippodrome Horse, Hippodrome Scout found the gold for Lucifron, on a little bit of pressure, but ends up falling for him. Lucifron now feels the need, or feels ready to commit to that castle age after the amount of pressure he was able to put, and pressure he indeed put on, because he was even forced to drop a tower on a second wood line, and that still isn't enough to keep him safe.
No immediate reaction, two do go down. An Industry Wing follow-up here from Lucifron. Behind all of this pressure, but at the same time, Horsemen do arrive. The Invisible Horsemen!
Massive hit.
Oy,
And Lucifron is also slow to
abare.
react. He had to wait for the notification to actually see it. So distracted on the front side. B gets a very big
Arkadaşlar ben
strike back here.
2 dakika AFK olmak zorundayım. Hemen geliyorum. Tükensiz emanet.
Blood here under the TC, and he knows he can keep killing them.
Big damage now being caused by B in the base of Lucifron. He still has a lot of gold remaining, but that is not what he wanted to have happen there. The curse of the Invisible Horseman striking yet again.
Musafari Horseman, confirmed.
It must be. Also seeing the pierce damage upgrade actually being researched by B at the moment from his arsenal. Not quite sure if he actually still needs that. He's got 12 archers, so maybe still worthwhile for him to invest into that. Horseman now gonna get found out by the Desert Raiders. They still do a lot of damage, so he might actually still lose 1 or 2 horsemen here on the retreat.
Yeah, I don't want to stick around there on the south side. Of course, the Horsemen are still gonna really struggle against this mass of Desert Raiders. The Hippodrome champion Redari has hit the field as well. The effect is a bit wasted on most of these horses. Of course, it only boosts the movement speed of infantry units, not cavalry.
Helps the archers out at least.
Yeah.
And B, he's not falling back with the horseman at the bottom side. He's once again trying to look for some damage potentially. So the second Lucifron tries to push out onto the map. He's going to be able to strike exactly there where Lucifron has left.
Industry only 10 seconds out now, and the thing is, after such a long feud, I mean, you already have 2 stables. I was gonna say, is he just gonna drop a TC straight away? But he, I guess. Oh, actually, no.
Not
the
again.
have come in.
Not again.
Not like this. Lucifron once again doesn't suspect it. There's no little wall on that southern wood line, and is gonna lose 1, 2, make that 3.
Ya ne alakası var lan? Tilt olunca bunu demiyordum. Zaten çıkartmam gerekiyor. Yalan söylemiyordum.
Again.
İftira bunlar.
He's getting close
Bana
to his
iftira
own
atılıyor şu
age up,
an.
and once the age up comes in from the Macedonians, it's so hard to punish them with that Golden Horn Tower, and there's a perfect spot for it.
Hiç alakası
Securing
yok.
both the gold as well as the wood line and the next berry patch as well. If he goes for it indeed, he is going to be going for it. Golden Horn Tower now going to be coming up for him, and he's rushing that one up. You better believe it. All the villagers getting pulled. He is not making the mistake that he's made in a previous game where he didn't send enough villagers to get the Golden Horn Tower up. He is securing this one for sure. Speaking of securing though, Lucifron securing those relics off the map with those dervishes.
Yeah, B understands the danger of the Camel Lancers as well as the upgraded Desert Raiders turning up quite soon to completely end him if he's not prepared. So the Golden Horn Tower has to go up, and it has to go up quickly. B, however, has done an amazing job with these raids on that gold mine, punishing Lucifron's greed. keeping himself in this game despite the very rough start. And again, the Hippodrome Horseman as well as another Horseman finds damage and idle time on the gold again. But Lucifron strikes back this time around.
O köylüler gidecek valla. Çok yardım çok geç geldi. Oo 2-2. 2 köylü iyidir. 42-35 şu an. B 10 köylü kesmiş. Bayağı hasar vermiş. Hepsinin kaydı var mı? Yalan ya, iftira.
Now also in the car stage we do see the Ridari getting queued up. Lucifron still out on the map though, bringing back even more relics, even taking the one that was supposed to be B's safe relic. With that, most likely is going to end up being a 5-0 relic game.
Ridari champion is being chased by some very angry camels, and the issue is, yeah, the camel lancers have a much longer charge duration and a shorter cooldown, which means there is no escape across an extended chase for any other cavalry unit.
Şimdi ordu konu pozisyonuna bakalım. B tarafı daha çok okçu atlı gidiyor. Atlılar da az ama bayağı. Bu biraz da beklenen bir şey. Çünkü yani develere karşı atlı basmak çok da mantıklı değil. Reklamdan sonra devamı var. Bitti mi sonunda? Oh be. Erdem hoş geldin.
Lucifron finds another entrance here from the secondary wood line and idles out the first. Villagers on the run towards the Goldorn Tower. That will keep them safe for sure. His army, of course, busy securing this position. Oh,
Ridari needs to be careful. And now Lucifron also starting to mass up some archers. B at this point in time does have the +2 Pierce armor upgrade on his Ridari. Is getting close to having enough.
O Mehmet Ali Erbil'in lafıydı değil mi? Kimse hatırlamaz. Anca bizim yaştakiler hatırlar Libo. Bu arada B bayağı köylü kesmiş yani. Aslında baskı yiyordu bayağı. Ama artık herhalde horsemenlerle falan bayağı köylü kesti bir ara herhalde. Yani bir ara altındakileri sıkıştırdığını görmüştük de bu kadar kestim onu takip edemedim ben. Toplam 10 köylü kesmiş. Lucifron'a 4 köylü kesmiş. Şu an 5 köylü fark var arada. Yani maç biraz ortada esasen. Tek büyük fark bana kalırsa Lucifron'un 5 tane rally olması. Çark felekte diyordu galiba değil mi? Yok. Valla bir sürü yarışma sundu o. Hepsinde söylüyordu galiba ya. Bir tane de çark felek miydi o? Bu harf alıp abo geliyor tekrar. Oğlum kaç tane köylü kaybettin aynı yerden abi? Lucifron.
That the gold mine has been completely enveloped by cavalry.
Yani bu ama Lucifron'a yazar ya. Yani aynı yerden 50 kere köylü kaybetmez. Zaten bir kere kaybettin, 2 kere kaybettin eyvallah olur. İnsanlık hali ama yani bu artık tamam yani bu ya yapma.
And of course this buys B time, right? That is what he needs. He needs time to stabilize his economy, keep that silver income churning repeatedly and get those upgrades that will push his military to the point where Lucifron can pretty much no longer contest it. But still, Lucifron has a very scary army indeed, even at this point. Look at the radar count. When it starts exceeding the Camel Lancer count, it starts getting very scary.
Yeah, most definitely.
Abi şuradan sonra ciddi bir savaş kaybetmezse bir bu maçı kazanır.
It doesn't actually need that many villagers out on gold to be able to have
Diyeceğim de oğlum işte relikler de var
uptime
ya.
on the
Bilemiyorum ki.
Camel Lancer production. Still, it does feel kind of bad at the moment for him. Food count also not looking too good. He got idled out for quite a long time there on the food income. So it's only just now starting to regain some of that.
Yeah, Lucifron is pissed after all these raids. He knows he has to go in, otherwise it might be too late. But gets the bad news. There is a big military presence here from B. The strongholds as well. And once again, villagers falling on the gold. Another 2 go down there. The Manjani fires a good shot on the backline here from B. Several archers take plenty of damage. It's a full surround on the Redari frontline here for B. But is that really what you want? Because these guys hit like trucks. There is no crossbows here for Lucifron. He's focusing out the crossbows from B. But the Redari clean everything up.
Everything is getting cleaned up, and with that, GG is gonna get called. B once again taking the
2-1
lead
yaptı.
now in game
Ya Lucifron aynı yerden çok fazla köylü kaybetti abi. Oradaki köylüleri kaybetmese zaten 5 birlik avantajı var, çok rahat alırdı.
A lot of players did not anticipate it. Lucifron equally though looking very strong as well. So far, this has been a very even series between the two.
Yes, once again, the lead goes over to B. Takes the lead 2-1 now against Lucifron. And I mean, it was somewhat to be expected in this matchup. I think it's quite difficult for the Iobids. Lucifron has done tremendously well in the early game, but a bit too greedy on that gold, right? Just the lack of outposts, just getting a bit too comfortable with his map control, with his lead. Gets severely punished by B, not once, not twice, but multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times indeed, and we do always see these little dips there in the villager count from Lucifron. That was exactly when those horsemen found their way into the gold, or rather onto the gold vein there from Lucifron time and time again. B just finding those moments where he was able to catch Lucifron off guard. And it kind of goes to show. I mean, we've heard it before from players when they talk about how the Spanish brothers play is they do a lot of the raiding. Sometimes they don't expect getting raided themselves.
That's the thing, when you're always dictating the pace and the tempo from an aggression perspective and, you know, then you get hit back. It's a bit like Spider-Man.
Sıradaki harita henüz belli değil.
Right?
Bunu takip
no,
ediyorum
you're
ben
doing
de.
it too, and yeah, it can really hurt. And that is something that
Harita belli olsun, onun üzerinden
historically,
bir
amongst bros, we've kind of talked about this,
yorum
right? That
yaparız.
it is something that the Spanish brothers can struggle with, right? The defensive aspect, specifically stemming from what you mentioned, just always being able to exert pressure.
Abi bir kazanacakmış gibi geliyor bana bu arada ya, yani uzun
Uzun
zamandır kovalıyor zaten. Yani turnuvalara katılıyor, başarılı sonuçlar alıyor. Büyük bir turnuva kazanmadı diye biliyorum. Ama şu an yakın bayağı. Evet, şu ismini bilmediğim sağdaki harita yanıp sönen şu an. Evet, Sarp aramıza sızdı ya. Yaşlıların arasına sızmış bir genç.
Spreading your economy very, very wide as a result, opening yourself up to more pressure. And the picks are in as well. It's going to be Golden Horde with JD for Lucifron. Byzantines in Delhi for B. Snipes are in as well, so it's going to be Golden Horde for Lucifron up against B's Delhi Sultanate.
So Golden Horde versus the Delhi Sultanate. I'm not sure how Delhi really fares there, just because of how strong Golden Horde is in a prolonged feudal age situation. That might actually be a really bad matchup for the Delhi. They most likely won't be able to really keep the sacred sites contested.
I think so as well, especially because the thing is, on a map like Dry Arabia, maybe Gorge, the vast open space allows the mobility of your Ghazi, which of course will be faster than heavy cavalry like the Torgud, and of course Golden Horde likes to favor an infantry composition to support the Torgud and the Khan. There, Delhi has a few more opportunities, and I'd say it's still quite difficult, but on this map, it just plays to Golden Horde's strengths perfectly, right? I mean, you have the two sites, and the one forward there between
Delhi
the
Golden
bases. I mean,
Horde.
all you need is one fortified outpost.
Delhi izlemeyi seviyorum
I
ya.
don't see Delhi ever being able to fight there.
I'm also thinking mostly about the Karash when it comes to like taking these engagements in Feudal Age as well. Just having that bonus armor on all of your units and then the Khan arrow as well alongside it all. It's going to be pretty tough, but plus point there for the Delhi on front range. Your sacred sites are very far away from each other, so if you play it well with the mobility from the Ghazi
Aa,
Raider,
bu şu harita mı? Dur bakayım. Aklıma bir tane geldi ama.
to
Bir açılsın.
get control of at least one of the sacred sites. I think the one in the on the far side in the stealth forest, that one should definitely be something that Delhi can take. And the Torguds, they kind of don't do damage. And the Ghazi Raider, they penetrate through the extra melee armor that the Torguds have, just with their bonus 3 base damage, and then on top of that, the bonus damage up against heavily armored units.
Yeah, you're completely right. The Torgud are going to struggle against the Ghazi Raiders in a fight without a doubt. Makes me wonder whether Lucifron might eventually consider mixing in some Keshik as well. It's a very high cost for him. Of course, unlike the Mongols, he can't take off the burden of half the cost with stone. Stone is used exclusively for some upgrades, but mainly Torgud.
Indeed, indeed. But now, I believe it is time for us to jump on in to our next game.
Hadi bakalım oyunculara başarılar. Şu an durum 2-1, bir önde.
Currently leading with 1 point on the scoreboard. It is a best of 9, the grand finals for the Homestead Cup live here in Nice.
Golden Horde Delhi maçı.
Right on in to
Secret
front
Sight'ların
range
yerini
as
görmek
we're
istiyorum.
gonna be watching B
Bu belirleyici
playing as
olacak çünkü
Delhi
bu maçta.
here in the color green, and Lucifron once again in the color yellow, bringing us the Golden Horde.
He currently leading the series 2-1. But Lucifron finds himself in a favorable matchup here on a good map for it as well in order to try to equalize yet again in this most important of series here, in the grand finals of Homestead Cup. Standard opening here so far. The mosque now finished 4B, as well as the house. Already wheelbarrow and efficient production. Improved production or efficient production? I forget.
It is efficient production.
Şu harita.
Yes.
Bir dakika, what the fuck? Ha, 1, 2.
So all the upgrades that you can queue up for free as the Delhi Sultanate are gonna be coming on in here.
Ya enteresan bir harita. Ben bu haritada çok oynamadım.
I remember him saying that as the Delhi Sultanate, sure, getting
Yani
the sacred
Delhi
sites
için
is
2
gonna
tane
be really, really good for
kutsal
you.
mekan aslında
It's not even
az.
that necessary. Because as long as you're able to just stand in the back, mass up units, get those scholars massed on up,
Bir de yani hani birisi uzakta desen, hani orayı aldım ve savunabildim desen, birisi iki tarafı da çok yakın. Yani orada kan gövdeyi götürebilir.
Golden Horde especially is quite vulnerable to those earlier castle age timing because of how slow their age up is. Another great thing for Delhi on regular maps is of course
Delhi Sultanate, Mughal ne demek?
hold of the sites, the fact that you get
Delhi Sultanate dediği şey işte Delhi Sultanlığı.
and are then able to secure
Soruyu anlamamış olabilirim.
packs on most maps. Gives you so much food to work with, allowing you to keep up the pump in that early castle age or late feudal age. This map, however, that's a bit trickier. You have the 3 deer at the start, and then a 5 deer pack down towards the corner. But getting other deer, it's going to be easier said than done.
Indeed, everything else is going to be further out on the map. There's, of course, also the large deer pack. It's kind of interesting. I really like this little detail about this map, is that the closest deer pack is a small deer pack, and the closer deer pack is a medium-sized deer pack with 5 deer, and then the furthest away deer pack is the biggest one with a full 7 deer.
Anladım.
Yeah, it feeds into that sort of design philosophy, I guess you could call it, where the
Ya
bigger
şey
the risk,
diyorlar,
the bigger the reward.
ben de tam tarihsel olarak durumu bilmiyorum da,
Türklerin
Türklerin yönettiği bir işte Hindistan krallığı mı neymiş ya da imparatorluğu mu, devleti işte. Yöneticileri Türkmüş, öyle diyorlar. Ama yani Hintli aslında ülke, ama yöneticileri Türk diyorlar. Bilmiyorum. Ya Babüllü mü o? Belki de Babüllüdür.
Being able to mass up those scholars for cheap as the game goes on.
Anand Torguds has now been
Olabilir.
Lucifron as well.
Hatta bunun bir tane varyantı çıktı şimdi Delhi'nin. Tuğluk Hanedanı diye. O da Delhi'nin bir
It's
alt
worth a
şeyi.
mention
Bir
that the
alt
sheep on this
varyantı.
map
O da ırk olarak oynanabiliyor.
It's 3 or 4
Biraz daha farklı
side
Delhi'den.
here for each player outside of the starting ones. The food is also very limited. Outside of that little corner
Var mı
you
öyle bir
have
şey
with
bilmem.
the large berry
Kızılderililer
vine,
Türk
as well
var
as
mı öyle bir
here.
şey?
The rest of it, the real juicy food is in that center with the 2 boars. I mean, only one of these sieves can take it, but Delhi would certainly love to prevent Lucifron from taking it here. Meanwhile, of course, there's the outposts as well, the abandoned watchtowers up in the mountains, giving vision across all passageways on both sides of players' maps. And the vision is very crucial here, especially in that mid-game as the map begins to expand.
Tabii bir yere köylü mü gönderiyor?
Very much prioritizing these 2 already under his
Aa, vallahi bir yere köylü, bir dakika, ne o? Ha, geri dönüyormuş, tamam.
Now both
Ben böyle bir tavır rush gibi bir şey mi var acaba diyordum ama.
he already has the first additional scholar out as well. The villager did move forward, probably for that fortified outpost. I want to guess, but did pull back. Wasn't quite sure on the timing here from the stable from B. And now gets confirmation with the Falcon there as well. Scholar is already inside the stable, so efficient production is going to be working overtime now.
As Ghazi opener here for B, no surprises at all, just such a great unit for the Delhi Sultanate. One of the best feudal horsemen in the game. Also, what makes them even better is the fact that they can be healed by those scholars after any skirmish. And the first Ghazi will discover the Khan. This is the map now. You have to be very careful here. This is a classic situation against the Delhi, right? It reminds you a little bit of the French matchup where, yeah, you can go across the map with that knight and try to find damage, but the Ghazi timing is there, and as we mentioned, the bonus damage against heavy units really, really hurts. Already this Khan has lost a quarter of its HP after only a few hits, and you can't heal this guy. He does regenerate by himself, but it takes a little while.
And the Ghazi Raiders can actively get healed up. Just got to make sure that you're actually going to be able to get them away, but they do have the superior mobility, that superior movement speed, so are going to be able to easily just fall back and get their
Ya burada şöyle bir durum var. Golden Horde şövalye basıyor. İkinci çağ şövalyesi. Klasik Delhi'de şey yapar. Gazi Rider. Gazi ne diyorduk? Gazi Akıncısı diye geçiyor. Ondan basıyor. Şimdi normalde şövalyeler daha güçlü tabii ki ama gazilerin bir hız avantajı var. 2, yanılmıyorsam armorlu ünitelere ekstra vuruyor. Bir de tabii Delhi'nin imamları olduğu için de heal'layabiliyor. Yani vurup kaçırıp heal'lıyor sonra base'de. O yüzden harita kontrolünü almak şeyle zor. Yani Golden Horde'la Delhi'ye karşı almak kolay değil. Ve şimdi muhtemelen heal'layacak. Aynen. İmamları çıkarttı.
Just had the Ghazi on the head, and they're going to be good as new here. All the wounds are going to be getting healed up. Lucifron now starting to add in some spearmen along the Torguts. Up to 7 Ghazi rays at the moment. Not a single sacred site has been captured on up, or even started to get captured up so far. Most importantly, B, he did have information on a lot of these forgotten outposts or neutral outposts that were able to get picked up earlier. So he did see where the Torguts are at the moment, or does know where they are at the moment. We're actually also seeing the Archer transition from him. I like this. Archers up against Torguts, because the Torguts do not do that much damage, it is much more reasonable to go Archer Ghazi against them than if you were up against something like an actual knight. We have B actually killing the boar here. I don't believe that works anymore, though. Yeah, the boar, I don't think there's a... Wait, no. What? Okay, never mind. Just disappear.
Still there.
I'm not... Didn't that... Wait, no, there is a boar carcass. Oh, it's okay, it's hidden. It's hidden. There it is. It's still there.
Yeah. Somewhat recent change. I don't remember exactly
Ne yaptığını gördünüz değil mi?
It is hidden behind the...
Yaban domuzunu ağaçların altına sakladı görmesin diye. Abi bu herif çok ya o böyle küçük detaylar anlamında bayağı zeki bir adam.
Of course, if you see the boar initially, the icon's gonna stay there on the minimap. But if it's killed and you don't see it being killed It feels like sometimes it disappears, sometimes it doesn't.
It actually works a different way. If you pull the
Evet abi,
board
çok
too
iyi,
far,
kesinlikle.
then it disappears off the minimap.
Yeah.
Even if you like kill the board,
Şimdi minimap'te de göremiyor.
if it hasn't been pulled away too far and you walk
Yok ya,
past
bayağı
its
bildiğin
carcass,
yok.
you will still see the board on the minimap.
Yeah, which means that for Lucifron here, since it wasn't pulled, location is still there. It's just about whether he's gonna think in the moment, in the heat of the game, to box select like this.
Looks like we are going to be getting the pro scouts now in from B as he's training some additional scouts at this point. And yeah, indeed, is going to be getting those scouts. Oh, it's been scouted out, the Falcon from Lucifron. So he's going to be having the information on what exactly is going on. It's going to be moving towards the deer now that are in the corner, or rather on the side of the map there.
Aha. Abi B'yi görüyor musun
B
bak.
action, B behind
Pro
the
Scout infosunu aldığını bildiği için oraya gideceğini biliyor. Kontra atak yapıyor.
He's going to be sending the Gazi
Geri dönüyor
back
şimdi.
towards it. Does spot that out with the scouts.
And these Ghazi gonna look to wrap behind these Torgut and Khan for Lucifron, and maybe look to trap at least some of them. It's gonna be difficult to catch them all. There's not quite enough Ghazi.
Bence diğer taktik daha iyiydi ama.
But of course the Ghazi are faster, so Lucifron has to be very careful here. B takes the edge around
Oy,
the stone,
oy.
the trap, but he manages to completely snap one. But that means Lucifron is angry. He turns around, gets a charge in.
Ay reklamınızı ya, aman. Oha, o kadar geliyor mu ezan sesi? Wow, okey. Ya cam açık da yani o kadar gelmesini beklemiyordum. Ne güzel. İşte ezan bile var, öyle bir yayın yani. Her türlü hizmet var. Daha ne istiyorsunuz?
Hard for them to stick together. And now a fight is actually getting committed to Spearman getting focused down. And this is such a hard thing now to deal with when you're playing as the Golden Horde, because the archers, they don't mind tanking a little bit of damage there from the Torguts. They can just run around, run back, and like kite easily without needing the Ghazi Raiders to body block for them at all.
It's quite difficult though after that Khan gets his first hit.
32'ye 48 B'nin ordusu ciddi sayıda. Bir de heal'ı da var
means that they receive an additional plus 10% damage here, quite significant when it comes to
Pikeman sayısı bayağı azaldı. 4,
especially when
3,
the units are only feudal age.
2.
Most of the spearmen have been sniped out, so that opens the way for the Ghazi to connect, and Lucifron's
there they
supposed to
are.
react.
Ghazi Raiders are going to be searching for the connections onto the archers here. Are going to be able to pick off quite a few more. Get some more of the Torguts as well.
Yeah, Lucifron, a tiny misstep there costs him the tempo in the fight, and B smells blood. He's on the chase, along with all of the scholars here. Means it's going to be very difficult to finish off a lot of these Ghazi Raiders for Lucifron. And the Torgut, as well as the Khan, fully commit,
Yani
but
maç
the issue
biten
that they get
bilmiyorum ama
trapped
şu
by
fight
the Ghazi as they move forward.
bir yok etti
Khan
yani.
as well. The Khan is also going to be getting trapped now.
Massive loss there for Lucifron. The Khan, of course, expensive, and he has to reproduce him, which then means there's going to be
Evet,
less
B bayağı iyi oynuyor
alongside
ya.
the Khan later as well.
Ya bence bir
Lucifron
yeni şey
uses
olabilir.
a major engagement there
Yani
in the
Beast'i
center,
hani
allowing
Beast'i
B
ve
to
Marine Lord
take
daha çok
map
götürüyordu
control.
liderliği.
Lucifron was able to
Her turnuvayı
secure
kazanıyorlardı
this
ya da
golden
işte
ball,
final
which is actually
oynuyorlardı.
B's board, technically speaking.
Şimdi Beast'i biraz düşüştü o anlamda. Onun yerine B geçebilir yani. B her turnuvada final oynayabilir bu performansı devam ettirirse.
He's going to be able to out-heal the outpost. Military is coming back up.
Tabii Lucifron falan da var. Yani Lucifron Vortex'te iyi performans gösteriyorlar. Onları zaten öyle olduğu için zaten söylemiyorum.
Archers fighting off against each other, but B, he's got the archer lead at the moment. Spearmen so far haven't been able to get any great connections up against the Ghazi Raiders. Lucifron, he's still queuing up a ton more of them. But this feels just
Abi
so
şu an
hard.
53'e 23 ordu sayısı.
The outpost just more and more.
Ve yani
is
buradan sonra
getting
snowball
battered
etkisi
down.
yaratacak.
Lucifron scrambling to save his villagers, but he's unable to do so. And because of his overextension, these Ghazi will once again trap the Torgud and then chase further onto the archers. And with such an advantage in military for B, I don't think he's actually going to stop chasing.
Now once again, Batukan getting sniped down. Never mind. But
Yeah,
GG
yeah.
comes in either way. B expanding on his lead.
Abi 3-1.
3-1 now at this point.
And this is a crucial victory here for B. Not only in a disadvantaged matchup, but also whilst he still had the lead, he wins. So like you mentioned, he's now up 3-1 and takes out one of Lucifron's best civilizations, not only to play, but also from a draft perspective, exchanging one of his weaker ones for it. He's looking in great shape for the rest of this series.
Yeah, the draft and the matchup so far, they didn't look
Ya
too
B'ye bir de
great.
bir zamanlar
Let's
böyle
make the best of
ufak
it.
bir haksızlık yapmışlardı.
I want to say, like,
Yani-
especially in the
Ya
last
hile yapıyor diye bir turnuvadan elediler.
the Golden Horde with Delhi.
Ama halbuki adam hile yapmıyormuş.
Absolutely
Yani
phenomenal
benim
here
çıkarımım
now.
o
It opens
tabii
up
ki.
the rest of the
İspatlayamam
draft
ama.
by a lot for B. Lucifron
Ya sadece
still has
oyundaki
some
bazı
very
mekanikleri
strong,
kullanıp
objectively very
doğru
strong
tahminlerde
civilizations
bulunuyormuş.
left in his roster, and there's still a couple of maps left to go.
Adam
After
ona
all,
rağmen
this is
şey
the
yaptı ama
final,
devam
best of
etti
seven.
kariyerine.
This
Ben
was
olsam
best of seven
kızardım
and
herhalde.
already
Yapacağınız iş
at
sikeyim
match
deyip
point.
bırakırdım.
Alas, that's not the case, and Lucifron still has China, still has the Sengoku Daimyo.
Bileğin hakkıyla kazanıyor işte, şimdi oynuyoruz, izliyoruz.
It is far from over.
Evet evet aynen cheat çekip işte ya orada bir şey var mı diye bakan filan. O yüzden turnuvadan elenen hile yapıyor diye aslında hile mile yapmıyor çocuk yani. Ya o adamlardan daha zeki diye elediler herif.
Lucifron must be feeling a little bit of pressure at this stage, right? I mean, it doesn't feel good to lose a favorable matchup like this so early in the series, I want to say. So, with the options here open for him in terms of maps, there's so much variance, right? He can look to rely on something very simple like Arabia, something kind of in between like Boldland, maybe Frisian, or look to go a bit funkier to the more intense hybrid maps, Kurlauga, Four Lakes.
Evet abi kesinlikle yani. Oyuncunun hiçbir kabahati yok. Ya zaten o olaydan sonra turnuva kurallarını yazmaya başladılar. Ya bunu yapamazsın. Hani cheat çekerek işte iş kontrol edemezsin falan diye. Yani bunları bu kuralı yazmaya başladılar. Ondan sonra yapmadı herif. Ya sen kural olarak yazarsan turnuvaya adam da yapmaz. Ama sen yazmamışsan bunu adam da bunu kullanır yani oyun mekaniği. Yani hile değil ki bu.
Test. It's us, I think.
Mute, we need to mute.
Ya bu şeye benziyor mesela.
Alright, we're about to-
Az önce yaban domuzunu sakladı ya ormanın oraya.
Like he's never
Şimdi
done
bu o zaman ya bunu da ele. Oyun mekaniğini kullandı adam. Yaban domuzunu sakladı. Hile mi bu şimdi? Değil. Ama mesela bunun yüzünden yani aynı şeye geliyor bana kalırsa.
That's no, not me. Not me. This guy.
Not this guy. Not this guy. This guy.
That guy. Okay, show the lemon, inspect it. Do a little
Abi
drip.
ne yapıyorsunuz o zaman? Limon mu yedik? Ya hayır ben izlemek istemiyorum bunu. Hayır ya limon yediriyorlar neden?
Okay, now eat the lemon. No, not in your eyes.
Yok artık.
Oh, that's good. Look at him. He loves it. That's an emote right there. Look at him.
Ya iğrenç ol. Ya bağış için bunları yaptırmayın çocuğa yazık.
Are you crying? How good is that?
It's really nasty, especially the white parts.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That wasn't part of the lemon. Can we have a little bit more zoom? Okay. Did you chew it through? Can we...
Maya, you're crying.
Why are you red?
It's disgusting.
What would you rate it from 1 to 10?
Like -3.
But how lemon is it 1 to 10?
I mean, it's like a 7 lemon, but it's not the lemon taste that's getting to you. It's just the white part that gets to you.
Şimdi durum 3-1 değil mi? 5 yapan kazanacak. Ya Lucifron buradan çevirebilir mi? Vallahi sanki çeviremezmiş gibi ama ya geçen Marine Lord'da da öyle dedim. Marine Lord şeye karşı kaybetti. Büyü'ye karşı. Kaçtan? 3-1'den. 3-1'den 4-3 kaybetti.
Oh, 7.
Poor boy. Guys,
Oh, 7.
he
It's fine.
is fine. He's okay.
You just spat it out.
He's going to the up. He almost fell. Okay, show that you're fine. Go ahead. That's right. He has survived the
It's
lemon,
really disgusting.
but we loved it, didn't we? Guys, I want to.
Thank you for the donator who made me eat a lemon. It was lovely.
You look like you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
Ya
it a
bu
lot.
şey challenge galiba işte bağış yapıyorlar.
Aside from boy eating a lemon,
Şu kadar bağış yaparsan işte
also,
bu limon
getting
yiyecek falan
dangerously
filan
close
gibi.
to Beastie's gorge haircut. So I just want to remind you guys that Beastie is going gorge in like, how much was it?
I think it's like $500.
Yeah, if we get that lucky today, if we get that lucky, where's the gorge haircut?
Ha bunun gibi
There's a
mesela bu
15
böyle bir şey.
That's five. Oh my God, we're
$500
400
for
away.
the gorge haircut.
I think we got enough. Like we appreciate the support. We might even cut off donuts from this point. I think the game's over. You know, we're in the finals, so yeah. But I wanted to thank everyone who donated. Really appreciate you guys supporting the event, making this one possible, and maybe the future ones too.
The problem is we had so many activities that we didn't have time for all of them. I don't know how we're gonna make it up to Twitch Live. We have to find a way to make it up. I guess Beastie will have to do another subathon, but all of these will have to count too.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So anyway, so with this being said, we wanted to take a moment while the
Evet,
fans are taking a
sokaktan geçen
break
motoru da
to
duydunuz
say
muhtemelen.
thank you to the people who were here for us to help us. So Mr. Cal, could you bring up our graphic?
$17.000 bağış gelirse işte toplamda şu an kaç 15 falan
Cal's
küsür
like,
bir şeydi.
okay, hold on.
17.000 olursa Beastie'yi saçlar gidecekmiş. Daha önce de Kel şey yaptı yani. Abi $20.000 bana da verseniz ben de yani saçımı keserim de var bunda. Çok da zor bir şey değil. Zaten çok az saçım var.
Remember merch if you are interested. So from the top, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize chaos screen.
Okay, it's not over. It
Yeah.
kind of looks like end screen,
But it's not, it's not. Okay, so you guys know all the people you saw on camera, except for Akame. You guys didn't really see Akame. Akame, graphics, they do. She was also there, making sure that everything runs smoothly. Oh yeah, down there at production. These people came all the way from Romania by car and like brought tons of player gear with them as well to make sure that these things happen. The players, all the chads who made it here, all the special thanks to V. The Wikipedia chat is always there.
Host,
Ron
organizer,
moderating,
Chaos Queen.
giveaways. Pastor Nick for moderating, Psychomap moderating, Ethan with the most beautiful nose in the world also moderating, Web, Frap, Exceficult, and Gigi Dog, who is not here with us today as she is with Grandma. But aside from that, also the people we had on site. We had our admin Tommy, Rika, Cascade, Callie, Kuni, Roxanne, Nicola, Rangiku, and Lamimi, all here to make sure that things are happening. And we had some extra help as well that came along the way, and it was very, very appreciated. Yeah, we're petting your head, Grace. Yeah. Grace is also sitting here. So, no, guys, without all of these people here, it would not have been possible. And honestly, I cannot say thank you enough. You guys were the real chads, and yeah, thank you guys for making it fun every night. We had an after party every night, and it drove Beastie nuts because we kept karaokeing.
Why am I like the evil guy?
You're not the evil guy. You're like
I'm like the
chaotic
evil
good.
grandpa.
You're the chaotic good.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you to everyone, and we have a massive donation.
Abi ben de öyle.
that
Benim
we
de
will
ben
get to
saçım doğrusu
later
yok.
as well. Let me just see with our admin
20k
how
dolar
the
vereceklerse
almost
keserim
ready
yani.
to roll.
Olan 3 teli de keseyim yani ne olacak?
Oh yes, and the giveaway. Oh my goodness. Okay, where's that? Tommy!
In the box.
Tommy! Give me the... Oh, boy, give me the mouse.
In the
signed
box.
mouse.
In the box. Below you, below you.
The white mouse. The signed white mouse. This one's delicious, don't worry. Okay, guys, so finally, this one is for EU only, EU and Serbia. We can send it to you in Serbia as well. So those are the only places where we can send this mouse, guys. If you want to enter the giveaway for this mouse, look at that. That's a signature right there. Wow, wowie wow. Okay, beautiful. So this is a SteelSeries mouse, the Rival 3 Gen 2. So if you want a white one like these, but you shouldn't play with it because all the best players are there. So write !Aerox EU in the Age of RTS Twitch chat, and we will take, or we will give this one away and send it right to you. And yes, it's only EU because we might even be able to do UK.
Dur bakayım lan ben de katılacağım.
No, no, no, no.
Ben de katılacağım.
Okay.
Bana ne?
Okay. We include the UK. We just need to be able to fly the. So that's why we're location based. So anyway, we'll close it in 10, 9, 8.
7, 6, 5,
Katıldım son anda.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And we got another donation. Alex, we're almost at the gorge haircut. Oh, yeah.
Ya hadi maça devam edelim Albo.
You're gonna cut his hair. Okay. and oh.
Can I cut your hair?
No.
For 20k.
Oh.
What do you mean for 20k?
Sakalı abi sakal makal göt kılları her şeyi keserim yani. O konuda hiç şüphen olmasın.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, they were like, no. But we're waiting for the giveaway person, but Cal's just teasing us. He's sitting there. Oh, Blue Goose! Yeah! We love Blue Goose. We love Blue Goose. Yeah.
It is rigged.
Yeah. Yeah. So Blue Goose, congratulations. You get the one-of-a-kind mouse. And right coming to you, to your doorstep. DM, they will be in contact. That's what it's Boy is
The lever got to me.
The boy is burping. Oh, Blue Goose is UK. Perfect. We have someone who can take it to Mr.
You
Blue
will get
Goose.
it personally delivered
Yeah, Mr.
by hand.
You'll like Blue Goose. He's a very nice guy. Okay, we're
With
just
coaching.
With coaching.
No.
Okay, that's it. So guys, we're gonna be heading back to the casters. As you can see, the players are gearing up, ready to
14.864
roll.
dolar şu an.
He is looking like he wants to take this already. and
20'yi
we're
bulur
full
mu?
games in, so let's go see
Yani.
what the casters have to say.
Bana zor gibi geliyor ya. Abi bu da yeterli abi. Bu da
We
gibi
are
boş.
back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to continue where we left off with the grand finals here at the Homestead Cup live in Niš, Serbia. And right now, it is 3-1 between the two players. B right now having a pretty good lead in the current set. Lucifron, he's gonna have to come back in this one from a not so comfortable position at this point.
It's not. Like, in the last match, in the last game, it's bad enough to be one game behind. It never feels good to be under that pressure. But then you lose a favorable matchup and now you're 2 games behind and 2 games away from elimination. That is when the pressure really begins ramping up and you start to feel even maybe a bit...
Lokal efsane.
Yeah, indeed.
15 yıldır
Things
mı?
can happen, and now it is up to Lucifron to take his own fate into his hands. And
Ne diyorsun? Eşim
he's gonna
sakalsız
try and
görmedi.
go for a comeback here. It is now his turn to
Ya ben o
decide
kadar
on which map
rahatsız
he will
etmiyor mu abi?
pick next.
Yani
There's
çok
still
sakal
quite
rahatsız
a lot of
etmiyor mu?
maps that can be picked here.
Ben belli bir süre sonra yani ben de
Some
sakal
of the
bırakıyorum, uzatıyorum
European
birazcık.
maps as well,
Ama belli bir
with
seviyeden sonra rahatsız etmeye başlıyor. Ne bileyim
Arabia,
ağzıma
Netherlands,
geliyor bilmem ne. Kesiyorum
the
ben
other
o
maps
zaman.
are a little bit more hybrid,
Rahatlıyorum kesince de.
mission focused. We've got,
Ya bana
free
tabii ki
marches, we've got
yani şey gibi
border
geliyor.
and border
Sanki
as
çok
well.
uzatırsa uzun süre kal. 15 yıl boyunca ben kafayı yerdim herhalde
What do you
yani
look
böyle.
to rely on in this
Yemek
kind of
yemesi zor, bilmem ne.
specifically when you're
Hep
behind?
Zorluk ya böyle
Classic,
hani
right?
duş alırken
Classic,
ekstra
right?
zorluk
Play
bilmem ne.
your standard Age of Empires
15 yıldır
score
duş almıyorum
and
falan
outplay
diyormuş.
your opponent from that position. Or maybe you look to rely on something more complex like these hybrid maps. Always a tough decision, I think, and clearly a wonderful admin Tommy is now giving Lucifron advice on the matter, I'm sure. You know, it's always worth sure, yeah. Lucifron looking very happy with what he heard, undoubtedly.
Yeah, looks like players are going from one break to another right now, as they're not fully seeded yet. So we're not quite sure yet as to which map we'll be jumping to next here. But in the meantime, we've got a empty chair POV here right now, which does actually highlight our beautiful, beautiful merch there in the background as well. So definitely make sure you check out the merch that we've got here live at the Homestead Cup. Some beautiful designs, some very high quality t-shirts and hoodies that you can also have for yourself through the fourth wall link that we've got linked on pretty much all the platforms here as well. So definitely make sure that you do check them out. It does go a long way if you end up purchasing some of them, because, I mean, supporting the Age of Empires 4 tournament scene always does go a long way, helps us bring you guys all of these cool tournaments, and so far I'm sure Homestead Cup has anything but disappointed.
Completely right. Just like for the players, it's a great opportunity here to compete. For us, it's a great opportunity to get together as well and cast.
It
and
is.
Of course, all
It's like a semi vacation, and it's a workation, I want to say.
Yeah.
Because we, of course, we cast, we support the event as well, but it's still a vacation. We get away from the typical day-to-day and just get to enjoy the game in its
Sakal uzun.
That's right. I want to give like a personal shout out as well, just to all the volunteers that are here, right?
Yeah.
The significant others, the friends, all
Çin'de
these people who
keçi.
have come
Keçi
here
ya
of their own volition,
sadece
purely out of
görüntüyü mü
the
yani
love of the people
bakımla mı
involved, love of the
gösteriyor
game.
yoksa
All the
senin
love of
hani
the game.
seni de mi rahatlatıyor?
Yeah, true to the
Öyle bir
beat.
etkisi var mı?
Like it would be incredibly hard if even possible.
Yoksa sadece
to run
görüntü olarak mı
these
yani?
kind of events
Bakımlı mı gösteriyor?
without them. So huge shout out to all of them, of course. We are very thankful, and naturally, it goes without saying, all the viewers as well, right? Everyone at
Çok
home
correct.
supporting us and watching.
Indeed. I mean, as you said, all the volunteers, all the viewers, just the viewer numbers as well in general, and the players here, everybody just showing the passion for the game. You can really feel it, all the passion there, being there throughout the entire event. I did just see B being back on his seat, so we should soon know which map will be going on to next, and I believe that we might actually... Is that a... Yeah, it is a just jumping straight into
Keçi
the next
sakalsa
game.
o zaman
Angle
çok
here
rahatsız
from the
etmeyebilir.
as we are moving over
Ya ben
to
bütün böyle
Baldland
yani
it
bütün
is,
suratını
and
şey yapan
that is
sakal
going
sandım.
to be our
Keçi
map
sakalsa
here now for game
evet çok
number
aşırı
5,
rahatsız
as
etmeyebilir.
we are
Doğru.
going to be watching B playing once again in the color green as the Byzantines, his opponent Lucifron in the color yellow, playing as the Sengoku Daimyo.
We've seen this matchup
Şimdi
already.
Sengoku Bizans harita bir açılsın, haritayı görelim.
It was exactly Lucifron who was piloting the Sengoku then as well against Beastie's Byzantines, and it looked relatively close, but we spoke about that then as well, how back at the peak it was virtually impossible, I think, for Byzantines, and it definitely looked closer in that match, but it still felt so difficult. I mean, whenever you're locked in your base like that in the early feudal age, which I guess Byzantines is used to, but then it's not like against Sengoku specifically they are ever able to break out effectively.
This feels like an illegal move, Marriott, I gotta say. Dark Age Barracks from the Byzantines. Highly illegal move here. And Lucifron, look at what he's doing. He's playing with an offensive Matsuri. That is... Wow. I mean, that is going to be tough for Lucifron to deal with now that B has opted to go for a Dark Age Barracks play. That is... Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm at a little bit of a loss for words here, because this is the worst possible scenario, worst case scenario for Lucifron with the Sengoku Daimyo.
And who else would you expect to do this kind of play than the B himself, right? I mean, this is the guy to make this kind of
He
a play.
buzzes and
Evet ya ben zaten yanaklarda sakal
I don't think he loses
rahatsızlık
his
verir.
finger like regular bees.
Bir de
It
kötü
just
de
keeps
görünür yani
on
çok
happening,
kabardığı
and
zaman.
Lucifron gets the
Ha,
shocking
keçi sakal gene bir
notification
derece.
of a Dark Age Spearman on his gold from
Ki
the
bıyıkları
Byzantines,
da
for
bir
that
şey
matter.
ne bileyim
And
alırsın
in
ya da
shocking, he
kısaltırsın
begins fighting
belki.
back with the villagers up. Huh? What is happening?
Is this an outpost rush angle where you just try and rush an outpost next to your Matsuri? Because otherwise I just don't see a way for him to long term be able to hold that.
Yani evet
One
abi,
village
yani
already
zor.
very low. The second one half
Ben
HP as well.
konforum benim için daha önemli ya. O kadar şey yapmam
Nowhere
kendime.
near cracking.
Ya sakal hani ben de severim
Gold
bir
right
dereceye
now.
kadar ama.
It might be a situation where he has to actually gather the straggler trees and sell the wood for gold. Because he only gets 70 gold for selling 100 wood. It's going to take him ages to age up.
You get 100 gold for selling 130 wood.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Wait. No.
I think that's only after you've made a few. We can have a look here.
Sell one. Oh no, never mind. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
That's after.
It's for the buying. It's for the buying.
Oh, it's for the buy, right?
It's the other way around.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really painful.
Oh, he's moving out to the.
Oh god.
Okay, that's not getting scouted immediately, but he needs a mining camp here. He needs a forge.
Yeah, like I think he has no other choice, right? Like he has to do this. The thing is, normally, if your Matsuri is on wood as well, then this doesn't feel as bad because then you, as you mentioned, you can just sell the wood. But I mean, with the straggler trees, it would take so much longer to do so. The Matsuri, in theory, he can repair it. The back of it is in TC.
Bizans kışla açılışını daha önce görmemiştim ben bu arada.
Fifth one is joining soon.
Yanılmıyorsam.
Scout might join soon as well.
Şimdi Lucifron'u bu biraz yavaşlatacak. Yani evet, odun zararı da veriyor aslında, fena değil. Ya Matsuri şey için önemli olduğu için, Sengoku için. Yani yakılmasınlar da müsaade edemiyor.
You don't have any active traders going towards it yet. So he's in theory fine losing it and just rebuilding it in a safer position inside of his base. And B, he realizes, wait, my opponent is gathering gold in the backside, and he's sending everything over there now. But Lucifron, he's already got enough gold now from this, and he's...
Evet, küfretmeyeceğim. Abi Anadolu Efes dürümle nefret ettim bu ürünlerden. Dürüm yemeyeceğim. Hayatım boyunca dürüm yemeyeceğim ya.
He's expecting the expected, and he's going to be spreading those Limitane out, and he's going to be looking for it. Is he going to be going all the way? Oh, he's looking for it. He is looking for it. Is he going to find? Oh my god.
Yeah, he's definitely going to find it.
He finds it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The coverage, he made sure every angle is covered, and 5 spearmen, if he's quick enough to pull them, and the scout is here as well, I think, he's going to be able to actually trap this completely. 5 spearmen will be enough. But can he do it fast enough? Or it gets pulled by Lucifron as well, get a little bit of damage and maybe distract the spearman. Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to trap it. This is pretty bad here for Lucifron.
Oy, çok iyi sarmaladı. Bak iyi mikro. B değil mi? Aynen öyle.
Even quicker than before. Winery.
Ah Sarp, nerede o eski dürümler?
Gonna start getting that olive oil in ASAP. A-job finishes for Lucifron as well, and I mean, with this many spearmen on the field, are you kind of already forced to go open with Yumi?
Definitely feels like it, right? Like it's just too many at this point to just start with the Yari cavalry straight away. Indeed, we do see the archer range coming up here now from Lucifron. He did mention to defend his Matsuri. He even got an outpost up on that now, so he's going to be safe there, at least for the time being. And B behind this, he is now also expanding on the sister network, so starting to build up those aqueducts. And right after the archery range, there's also a stable coming in now for Lucifron, so immediately going for a full army composition of cavalry and archers.
Lucifron managed to sneak in the tier 1 Tawara. Now double products on the way as well, so prioritizing those economic upgrades. We know he likes to play this, well, at least make some units in the feudal age. Up against Beastie, it was only a few units into that castle age follow-up. However, with this early pressure exerted by B, It's a question whether he's going to feel as comfortable going up early, especially because of the more open nature of the map. Yumi, you already on the field, the stable is up as well, and the daimyo estate behind this for Lucifron too, so he has everything he needs to begin exerting that pressure. And it looks like B didn't follow up with any more spearmen, no additional production buildings as well. Akira clan daimyo is the choice for Lucifron, so once again wanting to fully lean into the cavalry.
Bir şey ilk yaptığı baskıdan sonra şimdi sarnıçları yapıp sarnıçları beşleyecek gibi görünüyor, aynen öyle. Bir taraftan da ticaret, paralı asker evi ve işte diğer prodüksiyon binalarıyla beraber feodal ordusu yapıyor. Castle'a geçme niyeti yok gibi görünüyor iki tarafında. Şimdilik en azından. Evet, Horseman okçu Lucifron tarafı. Bir tarafı da şimdiye kadar Horseman ve cirit atıcı yapıyor.
Arguably still the best knights in the game even now, potentially, or at least in imp.
O ilk posta ciritçiler çıkana kadar biraz sıkıntılı olacak. İki tane Pikeman kaybetti. Birini kaybetti de diğerini kaybetmek zorunda değildi aslında. Orayı da belki daha iyi mikrolayabilirdi ama çok da önemli değil. Bir tane Pikeman çok büyük bir fark yaratmaz şu an için. Ama ciritçilerin çıkması gerekiyor. İşte paralı o zeytinyağı binasından paralı asker evinden çıkması biraz sürüyor. Şimdi çıktı 4 tane. 4 tane okçu, 6 tane Yumi için fazlasıyla yeterli. Ama bakalım gidişat nasıl olacak.
Javelin throwers are out now, and B, he did manage to secure the next berry patch and is able to afford another batch of javelin throwers with that. Already moving out to the third berry patch now as well, completely forgoing the initial one that has been harassed by Lucifron. And yeah, there is going to be that level 5 cistern coming in now as well. Behind it all, 6 villagers in gold. So could just be a fast Castle Age fly, or rather a Castle Age follow-up now from B, which Lucifron is about to reach.
Odun toplayan kimsesi yok Bizans'ın. 6. sayısında 3'e indirdi. Yani full yani 3. uçağa geçmeyecek de sadece yapacak gibi görünüyor. Sadece üretim yapacak gibi görünüyor şimdilik ama odunda 0 kişiyle olmaz o tabi. Lucifron 3'e geçiyor. Şimdi bakalım B'nin reaksiyonu ne olacak buna.
Definitely a lot on food. He is starting to get some walls up as well, so maybe he's going to be going from the walls back over to gold, but pretty big delay at the moment here from him.
Yeah. I'd look to just make a few more Limitane and Horsemen before going for that Castle Age himself.
Evet tamam, şimdi altına bayağı bir ünite gönderdi bir. Yavaştan o da 3. uçağa geçecek. Bir tık geride kalacak ama 5 tane sarnıcı olduğu için üretim olarak şu an bayağı iyi durumda. Yani köylü sayılarının aynı olduğuna bakmayın. Bizans'ın köylüleri ekstra çalışıyor şu an.
And Lucifron's cavalry is missing currently, so B finds a nice little timing here to exert pressure. Plenty of idle time, and is going to look to put some damage on the Yari. Lucifron pulls back in good timing, though. The villagers on the wood line are going to be left exposed, though. Lucifron, not thinking B would go for this side early, results in him losing one of the villagers. I think that is second villager at this point in time.
Maybe a third?
Yatai.
Third villager going down as well.
Do Yatai count as eco kills? Because we know
they do not.
Oh, we're about to find out. Oh, so I guess not. Yeah, so up to 3 villager kills then. Quite a big damage pretty early here by B, considering his civilization is normally...
Oh, he gets a traitor! That's pretty big.
Yeah, he can't stop this in time. He's going to lose a couple of horsemen for it.
Definitely worth it, though.
Yeah, without a doubt. Pretty decent responses from B so far.
Yeah, and now the Golden Horn
41'e 38. Şimdi Golden Horn Tower da bitecek.
After the fast castle age jump
Yani
from Lucifron.
İbre bana kalırsa hala Bizans'ı gösteriyor. Bizans'ın bir avantajı olacak. Tabii yani şu zamanlama penceresini atlatması lazım şu an ikinci çağda hala çünkü. Bir tık zamana ihtiyacı var ama onun dışında gayet iyi görünüyor B'nin durumu.
Onto Samurai there to mirror, so those two are definitely going to go down without a doubt. Additional damage on a third horseman. That's a lot of
Ama işte o zamana ihtiyacı var maalesef. Şu an nasıl savunacak kendini?
Plus the daimyo, plus the Yari cavalry here. Is Lucifron gonna try and go for a direct engagement? It doesn't look like it at the moment. He is running in though. Okay, never mind. There was a gap there. He's making his way over towards the gold. Sees the Spearman and the Limitane and is choosing not to go for the engagement wide yet.
It can be quite easy to be trapped here. I don't think Lucifron knows exactly what his base layout looks towards that northern side of his base. He doesn't want to risk being walled in and trapped. That could be game deciding there. Lucifron, I don't expect him to really go for any kind of wall-in timing very early. We've seen him prioritize the map control, the relics up against Beastie. However, as I say that though, he skirts around the edge of B's army and looks to actually brute force here some damage on the villages. Doesn't manage it though and does pay the price.
Bir kere öldürdü galiba orada.
Couple of the
Doğru
Yari go
gördüysem.
down. He's gonna be able to escape. The wall comes up, the quick wall from B. He's gonna completely trap these units here. A lot of idle time is forced for this. But
Abi
it
bu
should
orduyu
be so
alırsa
many dead mounted samurai here for B. Lucifron might have overstayed his welcome and greeded too much for those kills. He's gonna look to wrap around and come out from
Şimdilik iyi
the south
kurtardı
side
ama
where he came in, but he comes in from the north side again. A lot of idle time here for B, and looks like two of the mounted samurai have fallen alongside those two Yari. Tough to say for who exactly this was worth.
Abi B iyi oynuyor ya. Vallahi akıllı bir çocuk. Helal olsun.
Destroyed value. B does still have a slight lead over there. The berry patches now just about all used up. I believe there's still a couple in the first berry patch, potentially next to the Grand Winery. Those will also be used up quite shortly. Yeah, Village is already using that one up now. 10 to 7, 10 Limitine to 7 Mounted Samurai. One of them getting tired of life there for a second. And now both players starting to get some religious units out on the field to try and pick up some of the relics.
One singular cataphract on the field as well here for B. Could be a very pesky raider. He crosses the map towards Lucifron's side, which is looks to be the case. He's heading for that Yatta in the south. B also. Knowing the position of Lucifron's army, mainly in the north side, the power of the vision of that outpost means he's going to look to secure those berries towards the south side of the map. But that means, because his army's there, the berries here are exposed. Good response though, goes away just in time and gets a few pot shots from the javelins on the mounted samurai. Can however heal slowly.
Evet abi B'nin ekonomik avantajı kendini gösteriyor yani asker sayısı olarak hala önde. Yine tekrar edeyim köylü sayısında aynı olmalarına bakmayın. Türk kalamadı ya o zaman zaten bildiğim kadarıyla davetli Türk oyuncu yoktu. Yanılmıyorsam 8 oyuncu davetliydi. Onlardan şimdi B ve şey kaldı. Lucifron kaldı. İkisi de çok iyi oynuyor. Ve B hakikaten yani hakkını veriyor abi finalin.
Yeah, Lucifron losing a fifth view of these mounted samurai for not too much mounted value. That marks the 5th or 6th mounted samurai now falling for only a little bit of idle time.
Relics are getting picked up here. B moving out to the outer.
Senin yemek gelmez Sarp'cığım. Ne zaman gelir derken çok seni şey gördüm. Olumlu düşünüyorsun fazla. Çok iyimser gördüm. Gelir filan ne demek? Ne biçim konuşuyorsun sen? Lucifron'da şövalye, okçu, B'de de pikeman, cirit, birkaç deve vesaire var. Reliklerde şu an 2'ye 2 bir eşitlik var. Son relik kime gidecek? Orası soru işareti kime yakın? Sanki bir tık daha Bizans'a yakın ama bakalım göreceğiz. Oraya giden de bir yeşil nokta var. O imam olabilir.
Plenty of javelins to deal with the Yumi Limitane for the mounted samurai. However, he has to be careful with overextending with his cavalry because they are slower than the cavalry for Lucifron here, especially with those spicy camos as well as the cataphracts.
The
Managed to pull
Lamatane
away,
to
though.
night count ratio is actually pretty close.
Yeah, not how you want to be. As the Limitane player, the Yumi are doing a good job of focus firing, but of course, every time they stop to shoot, they're going to be taking shots from the javelins, from the cataphracts as they swing. This might be a full commitment here.
Yeah, Lucifron, I
Şey,
think, could
Army
take this
Value'ya
fight. There's
bakıyorum
just so
arkadaşlar.
many,
6250'ye 5960 çok yakın. Yani şu an güç olarak bu iki ordu birbirine bayağı yakın. O yüzden mikro belirleyici olacak.
For time being, Lucifron, he's content with just getting more and more units out on the field. Third relic coming in.
Üçüncü de aynen Bizans'a geldi.
Yeah, Lucifron, like you mentioned, I feel like he could have potentially taken that fight, but looks to play it carefully instead. Similarly to his match against Beastie, just biding his time, massing more and more. Undoubtedly, he would love to get Daimyo to the Daimyo level 3 for the Takeda clan. Of course, he's still missing the Oda clan estate to unlock that additional +1 damage for the Yumi with the Higo Yumi upgrade. Definitely would like to wait for that, I would assume, before looking to make an all-out engagement. No active stone gathering, however.
At the moment, Mounted Samurai looking to just, I want to say, test the waters here at the moment. Just gotta be careful. You don't want to be taking too much damage with them. You do not have an option of healing them up actively, just passively with the Ryokan. Just gonna take a little bit of time with just how much health these units have. Now, oh, not the entire army is here from B at the moment. He does have some camels, but this looked like a decent trade from Lucifron.
iyi charge attı
Yumi
kataphractlar
archers are here
ama.
as well. We do see the trample coming in from the cataphracts, jumping on top of the Yumi archers. There's barely any
Şu an
Limitani
B'nin
left. Maybe
ordusu bir tık daha
Yeah,
güçlü
Lucifron
arkadaşlar.
was looking
8000'e
to wrap
6800
around the south side.
ve
Gets a
geri
little caught by the
çekilmek zorunda
cavalry, but
kalıyor
you're right, the
Sengoku.
Limitane number is just not there. The faster move speed for the
Bir ara,
Yumi means
bu
that
arada
they
da
can fight
arka
so much
tarafta
more effectively. The
Lucifron'un
regular
base'inde
archers
raidler de
Lucifron
görüyorum.
is feeling the confidence. There's so few.
İki taraftan da
Very
güzel
few
mikrolar ama
camels
yani
left
bu
here as well.
ordunun
He's just gonna
üstesinden
fold the
gelebilmesi
mid
çok kolay
completely.
olmayacak.
There's virtually no Yumi left here.
Lucifron'un
Barely
kataphractlar
left
düşmüyor
alive.
bile.
But so is the front line
Şimdi
for
evet
B.
eritmeyi
Just
başardı.
melted. And most of the samurai are still alive and they're gonna give chase. Additional movement speed means these javelins, although faster than regular range units, are gonna really struggle getting away. Even looking to block here with the cataphracts, buying time for these javelins to escape. But the mounted samurai are too strong, too quick.
Evet abi
They
ya
keep up
Mounted
the chase.
Samurailar ölmüyor
No
anasını
camels
satayım.
join the fray. That might be enough to push Lucifron away here. So many low HP mounted samurai. They're gonna heal slowly with the Ryokan, but it does
Abi
take
evet
time.
canlara bak ya.
He's
Çok
going
acayip.
through a lot of his gold at the moment. Just
Ya en az 5
so many
tanesi falan 10 can
cataphracts here.
yani.
Soon gonna have to go to the next gold mine already. Just 10 more cataphracts remaining there when it comes to the gold remaining in that gold mine.
Oh, and again, Lucifron recommitting once more. The additional attack speed with the Daimyo present. The health, it's all there for Lucifron. Takeda clan level 3. So now the deflective armor is in for these mounted samurai as well. He's really forcing this commitment and gets a decent trade, but B strikes back as well. Barely
Sonunda
ahead
eritti
in
abi
destroyed value
orduyu.
now. Lucifron sacrifices a lot of his military for this. Both players struggling so much for food.
Yeah, Lucifron, he barely has any food.
İki tarafın da ordusu kalmadı
He's
bu
getting
arada.
out
doğru.
on the deer here now as well. Double emplacements or double fortifications coming in here, trying to keep that position safe.
You can see both players spread out all across the map with their economies. Such is the nature of bold lands. Lucifron now desperately preparing this outpost here as he waits for the fortification, but sacrifices villagers to buy time. Fortification is going to come through. The outpost is still very low. Doesn't manage to find the space to ungarrison again to heal some more as he distracts with these mounted
GG.
samurai, which means that the outpost is now on the fire. It's definitely going to go down.
Gelecek mi?
Coming
Emin
up on the
olamıyorum ben
secondary
ya. Yani
outpost. Opts out again
birinin
to
avantajı hala
repair,
ortada bana kalırsa
but he's
ama.
struggling, Lucifron struggling to get the military numbers together to mount a hold here.
GG
Meanwhile, just
dedirtecek
keeps churning
mi?
out. These cataphracts looking very
Onu
scary.
bilemiyorum.
More mounted samurais also idling out the economy from B behind this. Both players just trying their best in order to idle out the economy from one another. Lucifron, though, with way less villagers out there at the moment. He so far having killed 15 and Lucifron 5 on his side.
Bu arada yanılmıyorsam az önceki fight esnasında bayağı bir köylü kesti abi arkada. Biz göremedik, onu göstermedi bize ama o ara galiba bayağı bir, yani herhalde 10 köylü falan gitti orada.
And that's pretty painful indeed. I mean, the Mounted Samurai are very strong for sure. A lot of extra health, reflective armor, and attack speed with the dive.
Zaten azız ya o zaman.
Still at the fracts at the end of the day.
Çok
The
önemli
sheer
değil.
stats present on these units is very scary and not to be underestimated. Combine that with the trample possibility, they can easily trap units. Of course, the speed of a regular knight. The
köylüleri
Mounted
çekti
Samurai
oğlum,
still
ne yapıyor?
faster. They can get away. Be actually even putting the villagers. He really wants this tower to go down.
What the
This
fuck?
outpost is blocking the gold from B, so he really needs that one to go down. Mounted Samurai going for the engagement again, killing a lot of villagers. Suddenly the villager count is going to be evened up. Cataphracts, though, able to completely
buna
surround
gerek
the
var
Mounted
mıydı ya?
Samurai, and the outpost will get torched on fire now. A lot of villagers
Oğlum,
going
buna ne
down.
gerek
The Mounted
vardı?
Samurai numbers also going down.
Yeah, the Akritoy there keeps the villagers alive for a little bit longer. But
Ben bir şey mi
also
kaçırıyorum?
weakens
Buna ne
the
gerek vardı?
damage. Yeah,
It's
he looks
3
so
villagers
dead.
remaining. He lost 21 villagers there.
I can't say that was worth it. He gets the outpost down, but at what cost? I mean, there's still so many cataphracts, so he's looking okay, but he loves to do this.
Adam
He
kazandığı
often
maçı
calls villagers for a
kazanmak
defense or
istemiyorum
offense
dediği gibi,
here, but in this
yani.
very instance, is this worth it? Single cataphract gets peeled off to deal with the villagers, so, you know, after these villagers are dead, it's not as bad, but Lucifron is still significantly ahead in economy, about to get further ahead here, Crackety.
Yeah, this is quite rough right now indeed, and Mount Samurai.
Az önce dedim ya hani işte bir önde ama işte GG olur mu tam bir şey diyemiyorum diye. Bak şuradan oyun dönebilir bu arada.
Yes, both of
Ya
them
sırf o köylü
are exhausted. You can see the power
fedası
in
mı
this
diyeyim,
case
ne
for
diyeyim, tam
the
da onu da bilemiyorum.
Daimyo with that sake brewery.
Köylü
Despite
katliamı
the fact that
dan
he is
sonra
making constantly
oyun dönebilir
mentioned
yani.
only Mounted Samurai and a few Yumi and getting so many upgrades as well. Lucifron still has his secondary gold mine up and running.
Çünkü bir süre sonra içerideki kaynaklar tükenmeye başlayacak. O sarnıçların etkisi azalmaya başlayacak biraz. O noktaya gelir mi bilmiyorum ama.
Able to make great use of that bonus for the Sengoku and the Japanese, gathering a lot faster on the various and now.
Ya turnuva erken bitmesin diye bir çaba mı gösteriyor acaba, bilemedim. O
You mentioned it, he loves pulling the villagers for stunts like this, and he's going to be pulling them. That's too many villagers to fit inside of all the outposts.
He's going to be pulling them, but at a pretty heavy price here yet again. 4 of them are definitely going to go down. Meanwhile, plenty of idle time in those outposts as well. Lucifron, did he manage to complete that outpost there on the south side? Because that's going to deny a lot of food. And B knows he has to get that down, otherwise he can't access that food.
Villagers actually surviving, the ones that did get pulled away, and Lucifron is going to be losing this outpost here, isn't repairing it either. So has to fall back for the time being. B securing some much needed food, but I mean, looking at the food income right now, 1400 to 270, just so much idle time that had been caused. B barely keeping up with the cataphract numbers compared to the Mounted Samurai. Still hard to call the game at this point, though.
It is, isn't it? I mean, when it comes to Mounted Samurai against Cataphract, attack it at level 3, I think the Mounted
Abi
Samurai...
enteresan olan şu, Bizans'ın ordusu hala daha güçlü görünüyor.
Camels, right? I mean, just a couple of them there in the mix. I mean, you can't...
Özellikle şeyler, katapratlar bayağı bir dayanıklı, tank. Abi 20 villager fedası, evet çok saçma. Ya, neyse, takılmayalım artık yani. Herhalde çok kendine güvendi o noktada. Evet, şimdi burası sıkıntı. Burayı savunabilmesi lazım. Ordusunun bir kısmı burada değil, bir kısmı raid yapıyor şu an. B'nin ordusunun bir kısmı şu an raid yapıyor, bir kısmı da burada savunma yapıyor. Bakalım burayı savunabilecek mi? Şu ana kadar iyi götürüyor bu arada. Hem Camel'lar hem Pikeman'lar içeride. Katapultlarla da iyi tanklıyor. Gene köylü çekti, deli. Allah'ın delisi.
With the Akritoy, Lucifron is getting forced off of this engagement. Be still 11 villagers behind though at the end of the day. And more mounted samurai numbers are going to be coming in. The berries are just about gathered up, but Lucifron, he can just transition over to the remaining deer there.
Baktı hala kaybedemiyor. Biraz daha köylü
Can be
çekti.
gathered from as well. But Lucifron also slowly but surely running out of relatively safe gold on his side. Is going to have to move out. And he does of course have that landmark, which gives him a steady income when it comes to the gold. But he needs more than just that. And Mounted Samurai finding a great raid up against a couple of weak cataphracts that did get sent out to raid. Able to pick 2 off there.
Yeah, and of course the cataphracts cannot be healed by themselves at least. Vido has 3 monks on the field, a 4th one on the way as well, so understanding the importance of keeping his expensive cavalry alive, he's gonna look to heal them.
And now Limitani are also being added back on in again as well. Or now being killed by B as well. So we're really just scraping the bottom of the barrel right now when it comes to the natural resources.
Abi iki nokta var. Bir, en dışarıdaki yiyecek kaynakları. Sarının işte sarı için kuzeydekiler, yeşil için güneydekiler. 2, tam ortadaki altın kaynakları. Oralarda arıza çıkacaksa ki öyle oluyor şimdiye kadar.
Yeah, that's a lot of them right now in battle formation, it would seem.
That's actually so many mounted samurai here, though most of these military isn't present. The idle time here is massive. Is Lucifron going to fully commit? It looks like it.
Aha gene çekti köylüleri deli.
Cooldown. So we can't look to mount that as a defense additional to his units. Limitane in the north side idling out the food. This is big damage as well on Lucifron's side. You can see his food income starting to slowly plummet. More mounted samurai in the north side.
Rahatsızamadım bir dakika.
Additional damage. Another 5 worker kills for Lucifron.
Lucifron though, he's just kind of ignoring the spot at the moment, going for the boar instead.
Yeah,
he's still got a pretty solid military advantage right now when it comes to the value. Well, not immediately 1-to-1 to the value. He is behind in value overall. But he's making only Mounted Samurai a premium unit, and Mounted Samurai, they actually, I want to say, are worth more than their value would have you believe. These guys just being very strong at the moment, and villagers getting pulled yet again. This is a fight that Lucifron seems to be willing to take, but there's so many more units, and the trample is coming in. A little bit of a surround right now from B, but a lot of the cataphracts also going down. Lucifron pulling away. I'm not sure if this... I think this was actually a good or decent enough trade from Lucifron. A lot of the cataphracts there did end up going down.
Yes, indeed they did, and another
73'e 54.
on the villages as well.
Şimdi ortadaki altınlar bitecek, şeyin altınları. Ha, bitmiş mi de? B'nin altınları bitecek. Ne yapacak abi şimdi? O yukarıya çıkması lazım. Yukarıdaki büyük altına girmesi lazım.
The north side food here for Lucifron, and Lucifron realizes I have to actually hold this. There's 10 villages in these outposts, but it's difficult. There's camels as well as Limitane to support these cataphracts. He's just gonna buy time for the outposts to kill the Limitane. You can see how oppressive that movement speed is. I mean, B just can't catch up.
Super tough for him to really get any value in. Camel Rider does find the villagers out on the berries though, so some value for sure gained here at this point. Yatai will also be getting taken down. That was the last Yatai, wasn't it, for Lucifron? So he is now down to 0. Yatai does, of course, have his Mitsuri at the very least on that full 6 trader, so a lot of bonus resource gathered there around it. But right now, 13 cataphracts compared to 27 mounted samurai. B, of course, switching to Limitani, but even there, the numbers do not quite add up. Some camel riders there as well. But now, with the support of the outpost, Lucifron is starting to take some more engagements here, and B not realizing actually that his army at the top side is getting completely butchered and loses a ton of expensive cavalry units.
Yes, distracted by the skirmish here on the upper sacred site means that
abi şu an daha güçlü ordu da Lucifron'da, daha çok köle de Lucifron'da. Altın, son altın da burası yani, burayı bırakamıyor.
idled out. Of course, the army is in position, so the idle time isn't too severe.
System getting rushed up for the potential anchor toy. Defense might be necessary to pull here as B's pretty much entire economy right now is getting found out. And the mounted samurai, they're finding them all. They're killing the entire economy from B and GG gets called. Lucifron is this
Tüh, kaybetti. Niye acaba? Niye kaybetti bir acaba? Tüh. Halbuki çok da iyi oynamıştı yahu.
Raised eyebrows and the head shake there from B. Frustration clearly getting to him once again. He just, the tilt is settling in a little bit.
Abi ben bir şey diyeyim mi? Ben gerçekten şu maça kadar ben B'yi savunuyordum yani şey yapıyordum. Yani çocuk iyi oynadı, helal olsun. İnşallah kazanır diye düşünüyordum içimden. Ama şu maç ne oğlum? Ne yapıyorsun? Yani 21 köylü bir feda etti, al dedi, al. Evet, bir yardım ediyor abi, evet.
Eagle-eyed when it comes to the set that's ongoing right now.
What a set it is indeed. This game was just nail-biting correctly.
Absolutely, and so far the series.
Bak şuna okeyim yani, insanlık hali olur yani. Bir şey görmezsin, raid yersin fark etmezsin. Yani bu çok normal şeyler. Ama köylüyle şövalyeye giriyorsan da ya yenilgiyi hak ediyorsun bana kalırsa.
That's what you love to see. You want that tension. You want that uncertainty of who's ahead in this game. I mean, I can't think of a closer game, really. Like, the destroyed value was so even for most of the game. There's back and forth sacrifices from both sides to get ahead. Units traded for villages and then vice versa. Nearly out of breath.
Definitely. Games that do leave you breathless here. This time around, it is B's turn now in order to decide on which map is gonna be next. And you can tell players right now.
Köylüyle şövalyeye girmeyeceksen ne anladın bu işten? Anlıyorum Sarp seni. Seni çok iyi anlıyorum.
It is a lot on the line. The last final set, players really have to draw out all of the energy that they've got in them in order to win this last set and
buz gibi eşsiz kahve deneyimiyle Nescafe Express modunu aç. Kim tutar seni?
Dürümlemek ne demek? Dürümle lezzetiyle kendinden geçmek demek. Lezzetten gözünün hiçbir şey görmemesi demek. Her ısırıkta bulutların üstünde olmak... Yok, bu biraz abartı oldu. Ama ayaklarının yerden kesilmesi demek. Lezzetiyle baş döndüren, tadıyla kendinden geçiren dürümle. Hadi sen de dürümlemeye.
Hayır, dürüme de söyleyeceğim de nimet diye bir şey de diyemiyorum. Satışlar, maliyet mi satışlar? Aa, hemen geldi, güzel. Kısa reklam.
And he doesn't want to let China through, so obviously he's going to be vetoing China. But then Lucifron, he's got JD, so he never wants to play up against Malians at all, ever. So he's going to be vetoing Mali. So it's going to be most likely a JD versus French game. So a little bit of a mirror potentially coming on up here.
Please give us the JD against French. With these two players, it's going to deliver like no other matchup, I'm sure. Can we rig it so it happens? I mean, come on.
Dude, what if? What if?
Valla senin istediğin olacak gibi ya.
Oh, that would just be cruel.
The best spearman in the game.
Seni duymuş galiba.
Yeah, I mean...
Dedi ki ben bu maçı, ben bu finali çok çabuk kazanmayayım. Ha, saat 11 olmuş bu arada.
So dangerous with those gilded spearmen compared to other civilizations, especially with the new spearmen, right? The brace. No longer, well, it has a cooldown, but it's literally fractions of a second.
Quarter of a second, indeed, and it is going to be opposite. Okay. Oh, okay. Lucifron was playing this one smart. Lucifron was playing this one the smart way. Actually, if he could have just vetoed French, and he would have had either China or Abbasid versus Mali. I think both would have been decent matchups. Now it's going to be Abbasid versus French, which is like mixed, I want to say. There's like arguments to be made for Abbasid. At the other hand side, Abbasid kind of feels slow in the mid game. They take a while to go for their boom, and they can be very vulnerable there. And French, they love exploiting those moments, those timings. And an Abbasid versus Malian matchup would have been very favored for the Abbasid.
It's very favored on paper, right, for sure, historically especially, but it's still quite difficult. You are forced on the defensive, on the constant there as the Abbasid, aren't you? Which we know specifically Lucifron is, you know, it's not a situation he likes to be in, right? He always wants to be dictating the pressure. He said so himself. He loves being in that position, so, well, he did put himself on the defensive in this matchup for sure. The game
Fransa
already
Abbasi.
underway here. We have Lucifron.
Kurak Arabistan olması lazım. Bir şimdi harita açılır görürüz. 25 dakikada getirdiler.
Western side of Dry Arabia.
Oley be.
Facing VDB. The color green as the French spawning on the eastern side. Once again, this is the Homestead Cup Grand Finals here. Game number 6B. After a loss, still in the lead, 3-2.
Both players right now making this a very,
Bana Amerikalı dediniz.
close, serious game.
Bana paspasla adam öldürttünüz.
Still on the table here for them. Abbasid versus French. Now, this is a matchup between two of the base civilizations that Age of Empires 4 has started out with, so definitely tried and tested, at least in the past. But this game, Myriad, we both know, has changed oh so much throughout the last 5 years, so it's not as easy as to just look back in history to know how exactly this one is going to end up going.
You know, I remember a time back in the day when this matchup was like considered virtually impossible for French, right? Just the phalanx upgrade for the Abbasid, later the camels. Yeah, exactly. It was just tough. Of course,
you upgrade phalanx 20 times and you just beat the French from.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, just you know.
That was a fun. What was it, like month or week and a half?
Trebuchet Spearman, anyone?
Ooh, yeah.
No. Jesus Christ, eh? B, nice little boon here early for him. Finds the deer. He's going to go for them early. Actually going to do a little classic move here, using the villager to push in the deer. See, there must be maths behind this. Is that actually worth it? I always hate doing it, but I do it if I have the chance.
It's not necessarily just a matter of efficiency, but also, of course, just having your villagers. I want to say, like, it's a little bit of an OCD type thing as well.
Right.
Having them all close together, close to the mill, it just feels good.
It does feel good. It really does feel good. Back in the day, it was easier to do than today. Of course, the movement cooldown, so to say, of the deer has increased quite drastically. Going to be military wing here for Lucifron, so I think this is sort of the safe approach, right? I mean, you'd love to go equing as the Abbasid. There's nothing Abbasid loves more than getting away with
Şimdi Abbasi'nin askeri kanat gitmesi oyunun gidişatını biraz daha belirledi şu noktadan sonra. Askeri kanatla beraber çok erken bir şekilde Lucifron B'nin altınını kamplayabilecek. Biraz daha yavaşlatması gerekiyor. Yani full kamplayamayabilir. O zamana kadar çünkü yani şövalye için yeterli altını toplamış olabilir. Bir ya da iki şövalye için. Ama ondan yani biraz yavaşlatıp altını biraz bloklayıp ondan sonra kendisi arkada 2 TC'sini ya da işte kaç TC atacaksa o kadarını atıp o zamanı kazanmayı hedefliyor muhtemelen. Tabi bu şeyi de haraslayabilir o 4 tane askerle. Buradaki geyik kaynağını da haraslayabilir. Bakalım bundan sonraki tercih ne olacak göreceğiz. Ama köylülerini taşa gönderiyor. Yiyecekte sadece 4 tane köylüsü var. Buradan sonraki ilk adımı Town Center olacak.
That little bit of additional breathing room at the beginning of the game, not needing to immediately get that production building out, as they will, of course, start with some military units right away.
And historically, that's what made matchups like this very difficult for the other Civ facing the Abbasid. Just playing pure infantry, the phalanx spearmen, as well as the archers, both boosted by boot camp. On the defensive made it very difficult for any kind of aggressive civ to take favorable fights. There's so much good value for the Abbasid. With these cheap units, the amount of food they save, like you mentioned, with the fresh foodstuffs means that they're able to churn out a lot of units whilst maintaining that economic lead and also often
Evet,
going
altında
farther
gitmedi,
behind it.
gidemedi. Bunu savunma için kullanacak herhalde.
Without economic
Ben biraz
weight,
da
it
agresif
means
kullanır diye düşünüyordum.
Lucifron's military will be stronger for it. So we initially have 6 villages on the School of Cavalry, wanting to potentially
Ha, bu
punish
geyikleri
the TC
anladım.
fighting here.
TC'ye atarken orayı savunmak için kullanacak. Mantıklı. Bir tarafına geyikleri bir araya getiriyor. Oraya da TC atacak muhtemelen. Yani geyiklerin önde olması bir tık tabii yani istenmeyen bir durum. Town Center açıkta olacak. Oraya, o Town Center'a baskı kurmayı düşünebilir bu arada. Bir şövalye ve okçularla beraber. Bakalım öyle bir tercih olacak mı? Kendisinin bir TC yarışına gireceğini sanmıyorum Fransa ile Abbasi'ye karşı.
This could be a little bit dangerous for Lucifron, however, because
evet, okçu binası geliyor. Muhtemelen bu Town Center oynayacak. Lucifron'un burayı ne kadar kolay savunabileceği.
The villagers are kind of close to finishing the TC, but they get impaled. The knights, both of them.
He is going to be able to, at the very least, kill the spearmen here, so won't have to worry about them later down the line. But yeah, not something that he can really punish right now. And is he going to lose his scout for it? He does, of course, have enough stables to be rebuilding that scout, but I mean, at least taking down the spearmen without losing too much HP on his own knights could be worse.
Yeah, like that's the kind of minimum you want at least. He would have loved to get a bit more idle time there, delay the TC, maybe get a villager kill or two.
Stable.
But, I mean, it's different.
Okçuları görmüş olabilir Lucifron. Stable Pikeman gidebilir. Eyvah eyvah. Abi reaksiyona bak işte ya. Helal.
Now he's going to look to target the wood line. This TC positioning, it looks a little bit greedy, but it's also kind of safe at the same time, right? Because I mean, the main issue for you here as the Abbasid, early on at least, is going to be the wood, right? You really need that wood. So having one angle covered here by the TC, it's going to be nice.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Now another little wall is coming up here as well for Lucifron, just to make it a little bit more difficult for B to path around there. And we do know Lucifron, he does enjoy his little walls just to make life a little bit more difficult for his opponent when it comes to getting access to his economy. Behind this, he's researched both wheelbarrow as well as acid distillation, so is going
Evet, Horseman Pikeman gidecek. Bir de şövalye okçu yapmaya devam ediyor hala. Şeye bakıyorum. Ha, sağ tarafta acaba Siege upgrade alındı mı diye bakıyorum da onu göstermiyor. Yani RAM yapacak mı acaba diye bakıyorum.
With that stable, that's his first production building. It's going to be great to move across the map and start putting some pressure on the French. Exactly what you want to do as the Abbasid. But especially after you lost your military wing spearmen, it can be a bit dangerous on the defense there with so many knights on the field already. And of course later on, you're going to have to compensate with a second, maybe even a third barracks pretty early. But the stable's going to pay off because one villager falls.
Bir köylü bir köylüdür. Scout'la şövalyenin yerleşimini bozup Horseman'lerle de bir tane köylüyü aldı. Bu Fransa'nın bir zayıflığı. Kendisi evet şövalyeleri var. İkinci çağda ciddi baskı kurabiliyor. Harita kontrolünü alabiliyor doğru. Fakat şövalye basmak çok fazla yiyecek isteyen bir üretim şekli. Dolayısıyla yiyeceğe çok fazla ihtiyacı var. Bu da bir zayıflık yaratıyor ister istemez. Yiyecek için açılmak zorunda kalıyor. Çünkü tarlaya da geçemiyor oyunun erken safhalarında. Bunu da iyi kullandı Lucifron şimdiye kadar. Köylüyü öldürdü. Oraya bir baskı kurdu.
That's the name of the
Şimdi
game here for the Abyssal in this one.
Horseman,
It is
Pikeman üretimine devam ediyor.
fantastic
2 tane okçusu var. O en baştan kalan 2 okçusu.
Another big question mark
Askeri
would have
kanadın
been
okçuları
that
yanılmıyorsam.
hardened spearman upgrade, which yes, he did not have the gold for it, but with the placement of the second gold mine, he's going to be able to get it now. B, looking for a charge, but there's enough spearmen to make him think twice about fully committing, but finds the other side of the gold vein. Beautiful play there, picks up one villager for his troubles. At the same time though, Horseman from Lucifron looking to harass the deer once again, but there's plenty of knights in position to push them away. Second stable up now for B. Still on that singular archery range, but the archer count is looking pretty healthy. Only a few more, and he can look to actually begin pressing the issue on Lucifron's side, but Lucifron himself is massing pretty quickly as well behind this.
Ya ordu gücü olarak bakarsak 8.000'e 7.000 civarı. B'nin ordusu bir tık daha güçlü tabii ki. 2 TC'ye gittiği için Lucifron, ama Lucifron belli bir süre sonra o ordu value'yu yakalayacaktır. Hatta geçecektir.
Abyssal definitely not that bad of a civilization on the defensive.
Third barracks going up now for Lucifron, recognizing that maybe it's more knights than I expected, and you don't want to have equal spearmen to knights. B, maybe getting just a touch overzealous there. It's very dangerous in these tight building placements, with the knights especially. The larger hitbox means that you can get trapped so easily, which could spell, well, the game essentially, if you get trapped by the spearmen. He's actually playing really aggressive.
Yeah, he trades out the archers underneath the TC against some of the spearmen. Misses out, or rather loses out on a whole bunch of them.
Evet, Remiş'i de girmeyecek gibi direkt oradaki orduyla bir dominasyon kurup orduyu yok edip TC'yi yok etmeye çalışacak gibi görünüyor. Yani yeterli olacak mı? Yiyecek konusunda bir sıkıntısı var Abbasi'nin. Neden öyle diye bakmaya çalışıyorum. Dışarı çıkamıyor. Geyikleri toplayamıyor. Aşağıdakiler de çok uzakta. Yiyecek sıkıntısı var abi adamın. Bak bu patlar ha. Bak bu sıkıntı. Bu büyük sıkıntı.
Like you can probably wait a little bit longer to mass up plenty of archers as well as knights, and then wait for.
Yiyecek toplayamıyor adam şu an.
There's no ecoing, so the farm transition is not going to be easy for Lucifron, despite playing the Abbasid.
Solda ana şeyin altında koyun var mı ya? Kaldı mı? Varmış burada biraz. Tamam. Gerçi çok az var ama 2-3 koyun falan var.
He is causing, I want to say, some mistakes on Lucifron's side. Lucifron right now, if you look at his resources, he's floating 1,000
tarlaya geçmesi lazım
at the moment. He's actually just trading out resources at the moment to try and, stabilize his economy again. And this is the thing, with this kind of aggression, you can cause these kind of mistakes from your opponent when they're hyper-focused on the defense, hyper-focused on just looking at what you're doing with your army right in front of the base, that they might not take, or rather might not realize that they are idling or just miss-macroing a little.
Aşağıdaki geyiklere gitmesi mümkün değil. Şu iki geyiği zaten toplatmazlar. Tarlaya geçecek, başka çaresi yok.
Lucifron is prioritizing. Steeled Arrow had also just finished as well, so it's going to make it all the more difficult for B to find effective dives without taking too much damage. Wheelbarrow as well. It's going to be great not only for the economy, but for the safety of these villages as well. Lumery also on the way, which is going to be amazing for the Spearman as well as the Horseman here, giving him additional damage. Now we can see that Lucifron's food has struggled a little bit. He did manage to get way more income now, going back onto the sheep and as well as the berries. But that income is not really there to last, I think, right? I mean, the food is running low.
43-32 army veli olarak 5700'e 4000. B'nin ordusu çok daha güçlü fakat doğru mikroyla üstesinden gelebilir bu ordunun. Lucifron
against this many knights.
Bakalım
Currently the
olacak mı?
front line, so knights are going to be taking the trade. Phalanx is in though, so the spearmen
Yetecek mi ona
with that
bakalım.
additional
Çünkü
little
okçular
bit of
pikemenleri
range
tek tek şu an
taking
avlıyor.
difficulty here with that additional range. The
Abi
Angel
horseman'i kalmadı
just
ki.
poke
Niye
past
geri
the
çekiliyorsun
horsemen.
lan?
All of the horsemen did end up going down though. Only some of the spearmen, a lot
Abi,
of the knights
orada-
ended up falling as well. Oh, one of the knights is going to be getting sacrificed here. A couple of spearmen will go down in return. And B, he did a great job keeping some of the
Yani hani
weak knights
git gel
alive,
git gel yapıp
microing
o
them back.
pikemenleri
They're gonna
harcayıp
get
tamamen
beat up,
bitirebilirdi.
back to full, thanks to chivalry.
Yeah, it makes you wonder whether Lucifron perhaps overextended a little too much here. Was
Bayağı azaldı çünkü
overzealous
pikemen
in his
sayısı.
timing, especially sacking so many of the horsemen
Şimdi
there
galiba
up against
şövalyelerin
the
bir
knights.
kısmıyla raid'e gidiyor.
Now he finds himself struggling a little bit in the military count, right? We mentioned
Lucifron
that
çok
food,
fazla açıldı. Gereğinden
and
fazla
it's
açıldı.
slowly starting to
Tarlaya
run
geçmiş mi?
out.
Tarlaya da
A
geçiyor
couple
yavaş
more
yavaş.
deer here to the south of the TC, but look at this.
Abi onu sana aldırmazlar. O yemişleri aldırmazlar sana.
The archer count is still pretty healthy. You can see the spearmen are still getting one shot, and the horseman count isn't really that threatening.
Indeed, it is not. There's still a lot of knights remaining. Some archers did get picked off, no longer able to one-shot the spearmen anymore.
Evet, one-shot yapamıyor şu an.
The horsemen picking them up on the retreat, but still the numbers are waning for him, and now we're at the point where there's
Evet, evet.
more knights from B out on the field than there are spearmen for Lucifron.
Never a position you want to be in as the player utilizing spearmen, even though these are some of the best spearmen in the game with the phalanx upgrade. B.
Yukarıda bir raid var. Oha B farkına varmadı galiba.
Outside as well, a raid on the gold mine.
Abi
Not too much
yukarıyı
damage
göster.
found, though. Actually, as I say,
Oy,
quite a few
bayağı
damage
kesmiş
going
orada.
down there, and idle time as well. B. Continuing to mass constantly. This is not a feign into any kind of castle age here from him. More and more pickoffs here by B. Plenty of villages and
God,
spearmen.
that knight getting away with a sliver of health remaining, only to slowly heal back up to full, thanks to that unique French upgrade. What are we doing now?
Having a
Oh, a
little look.
little instant replay here on the fight. Oh, nice. We get the POV as well from the players, seeing the micro in these engagements as players are just trying to really min-max the control over all of these individual units here.
So many of those low HP knights barely
Neyi izledik abi
away,
biz şu an onu
despite
anlamadım ben. Neyse.
entrapment from the spearman. B though, he's massing well. He's taking pretty
Ordu
decent fights.
abi
We can see
ordu
he's
gücü
ahead in
7180'e
destroyed
4120
The fact that
neredeyse iki
Lucifron's
katı.
been able to take these berries is not something
Gücünde
you wanna ever
ordusu var
allow as a
B'nin.
French, I wanna say, right? Like it's difficult.
Ve yiyecek kaynağı da artık
are coming down for
sıkıntıya
Lucifron.
düşmüş durumda
It's been a good
Lucifron.
number
Ya
of
bu yemişleri iyi
economic
topladı
deals,
gene
but
bana
Lucifron
kalırsa.
is still
Ya bu
almost
kadar bile
20
toplayamayacağını
ahead by
düşünmüştüm
now.
ben.
He's got so many knights now at this point in the game. Up to 18 archers behind it all as well.
Yeah,
And
but
these numbers, this is going to be tough for Lucifron to fight. We're now at the point as well where even if B loses like 1, 2, 3, 4 archers, he still has enough numbers to continuously one-shot the spearmen in an engagement. Scout this time should be nearby as well for B to at least be able to see through the stealth first, or at least it just has been produced. So there it is. Scout now coming in. This is the moment that B has been waiting for, where he can start taking the fight. Granted, the berry bushes have been exhausted, so there's
18
nothing
köylü
really to
fark
fight
var.
over. But still a moment in time where B can start trading out the military even more efficiently.
This is
O
one of the
yemişleri
struggles
topladı
with
ya lan,
the
helal
main
olsun.
composition when masses get this large is you have no kiting ability, right? You have no range damage, so B, with his good micro, continuously finding value here with the archers. You can see every time the armies get together, several spearmen go down for every archer that B loses. Once again, units garrisoned in these
Ya
outposts.
orayı savunmasının bir anlamı kalmadı artık çünkü
They
yemiş
are.
olmadığı için.
These are just box lunch at this point for B's army. And he's going to be able to just rip through these outposts.
34 knights now on the field for B again, as before. The
aşağıdaki
same
yiyeceklere
number of
gitti.
knights to spearmen. Lucifron struggling to exceed
Şey,
the mass here
Lucifron.
because of these archers.
Aşağıda geyik
And
ve
with so
yemiş
many
var,
knights,
hemen
I mean,
sol
you're
altta.
never gonna surround these archers with
Aa
the
bak
horse,
gördün mü?
right? This is-
Uyandı. Bir oraya şimdi
The knights
şövalye
are able to
gönderiyor.
fully surround the archers in turn to keep
Galiba.
them safe.
Evet.
B though, the boar I think has almost run out. There's only one additional berry pack left for him in that north side. He peels off some of the knights to go into the economy there on the south side. I mean, a fight breaks out here
Muhtemelen
in the
ordusunu
center.
ikiye
Now
ayırdığı
just
için
focus
şu an
directly onto the
Lucifron
spearman, and it's a full
buraya
commitment from
kafadan
B. There's
daldı.
no back and forth micro here.
O
And I think
şövalyeleri
it's
öldürmek
enough.
kolay değil,
Breaks
pikemenlerin
through,
bile olsa.
makes Lucifron's forces scramble behind
Oy,
here. Meanwhile, Lucifron
aşağıya da
doesn't
raidliyor,
notice the
GG.
raid on the south side on the berries.
He's got some spearmen going that way as well. But only spearmen at the moment. It is just
Yani
so
burayı
tough.
savunacak
He's
artık
still
ordusu da yok
over
artık.
30
Yani bu
knights,
yeterli değil.
26 spearmen at the moment for Lucifron. There's just no way.
GG.
Be able to completely decimate
Whoa.
the army from Lucifron, and it looks like it is just moments away from being a 4-2 in this series. And indeed, there it is. GG comes in. B once again 2 points ahead in the scoreboard, and now on match point.
Big victory
4-2.
here for B on Dry Arabia against Lucifron. Again, another nail-biting game here, looking close at several points, but it's, I mean, it's the classic Abbasid struggle, isn't it? Especially with so much forward food.
By the way, happy 17th May to all the Norwegians.
Yep.
Constitution Day.
Bir bu sefer güzel oynadı. Bak hakkını yemeyelim. Biraz örseledik son maçta ama.
Yeah, he gave us chocolate, so he bribed us.
Of course, and yeah, I mean, I'll take the bribe.
It was good. It was good a bribe.
Very nice chocolate.
By the way, check out the Homestead Cup official merch through Fourth Walling. Very cool merch. You can see it here being worn by our. Sorry, the movie was on the wrong hotkey. Okay, well, it's still good. It's still good merch. It's still very good merch. We don't mind shouting it out. So yeah, seeing it there from all of our spectators as well.
And guys, we have enough donations reached that Beastie is going to
Ya abi o eşleşmede şöyle bir durum var. Ya Abbasi ekonomik olarak öne geçiyor TC ile ister istemez. Bir süreçte zamana ihtiyacı var abi. Yani o köylü sayısının kendini göstermesi için zamana ihtiyacı var. O zamanı yönetemedi Lucifron. Yani biraz da şeyden kaynaklanıyor ama yani yiyeceklerin hepsi ön taraftaydı falan, zorlandı yani. Mesela geyiklerin bazıları arkada olsa ilk geyik şeyi, mesela ilk geyik peçi mi denir, sürüsü arkada olsa bu maç çok farklı olurdu. Ha, belki yine kazanamazdı Lucifron ama çok farklı olurdu. Çok daha rahat olurdu yani.
Alright, you heard it here. Even more giveaways coming today. So definitely keep your eyes peeled.
Evet yani köylüleri feda etmeyince bir maçı kazandı. İstemeden de olsa.
Win some cool swag.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, plenty of giveaways, right? So much good gear for you all to enjoy.
Man, it feels unreal just how these games have been going so far. Very, very close games.
Sıradaki haritaya bakıyorum, galiba belli değil. 4 göl var, 2 tane de olan ismini bilmediğim harita var.
Of Age of Empires 4. The last maps, they're all hybrid-ish maps with dock play pretty much mandatory on all of them.
Oh yeah. And they've avoided these long enough, right? Like none of them, no matter the results, right, that they completely avoided these. So that implies something, right? It implies they want to keep it safe to what they're most comfortable with. Because, yeah, I mean, we talk about Lucifron being comfortable on water, right, with the Spanish brothers historically. And B himself is a very strong hybrid player. But at the end of the day, what do players play most? It's the land maps.
The land maps.
And they want to rely on just outplaying each other there. And so far they have. They've outplayed each other numerous times. But the time has come for the real chaos to ensue with these hybrid maps and with the picks present. I'm still hoping for the Jin, honestly.
I mean, he's in a position where he could, you know, he could pull the Jin out of his hand.
Yeah.
Being 2 points ahead, it allows you to play a little bit more risky. And you know, if we get to a position where B manages to even just trade out a civilization like the Jin for something like China, gotta be happy about that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But then, would you even let China through on one of these maps?
It depends, China or Juji, it's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, you can definitely make an argument that Jushi could, especially with the new Jushi, I feel like could potentially be stronger on some of these, on something like
Burada pikleri yapıyorlar galiba. Hangi harita oynanacak falan onlarla uğraşıyorlar. Ya o yüzden kalkmış oyuncular herhalde. Öyle varsayıyorum.
Okay, Cal, thank you for bringing us back to the living room. I appreciate it. We have an update. I may have told them to take a 10-minute break, but it's match point, so it makes a lot of sense. The boys want to think it through. They want to make sure that they make the right decisions. So we are going to do the giveaways for the Don Pad and for the Don Nova 3. But the thing is, it's not a Nova 3. It's an Omni. And the Omni headsets, I don't know, do we have the graphic, Mr. Carroll? Just show them what this bad boy looks like. It looks like the Elite. It looks like a Pro. We have so many of them here, it's wonderful. We're like drowning in headsets and it's lovely. You can see him nodding, yeah? Yeah, he knows?
It's wonderful. Even the double battery pack, like you have one battery pack loading while the other one in the headset, and then you can just switch instead of putting the cable on, putting the cable
Ya bu
on.
soldaki kız mı erkek mi ya? Kız değil mi o?
See, this is why he's the expert at the event. We gave him the title expert
Çok
for a
acayip. Kız
reason.
galiba değil
But
mi?
as you can see here, we have a lovely Nova Omni headset right there and the QCK XXL mousepad. So we're doing our giveaways for those two right here, right now. And you do see that there's a little sheep there at the top. And at the end of the day,
Dur bakalım ben de katılacağım şeye, giveaway'e. Siz de katılın müsaitseniz. Nova 3 mü yazıyoruz? İkisini de yazayım.
Countries where we live in, and we can when we come back to the living room, you'll be able to see exactly what that looks like as well. So between all of this chaos, there we go. Look how beautiful that thing is. Oh my.
Yazdım ikisini de.
Yes.
Hadi inş.
Thank you, my Germans. I appreciate you for holding this up. And there's Whammo too.
Ha Vem 02'ymiş. Ben de Vamoz ne demek diyorum.
Whammo 1 is gone. New and reborn.
Vem 01 mi
It is.
o?
Maria
Nasıl bir lan o?
Rio
2 gibi
over
görünüyor.
But guys, we do actually have a situation there where we have to spin the wheel. Can someone get me the wheel? I need my wheel, please. So.
Ya abi son maçtan önce bu kadar uzatacak mısınız gerçekten? Maçımızı verin ya bize.
Erika has the magical hands, and the magical hand is spinning. Hey! So we'll decide on a winning song for the end of the stream as well that we can end it off on and do that for you guys at the end too. So karaoke, unless you guys want to sing something now. We don't know. We were watching Eurovision last night as a group. It was really fun. Would recommend. Thank you guys for enjoying AoE so we can watch Eurovision after. But guys, let's see who won our mousepad. Could we bring up the winners, ya?
Evet.
The winners?
Evet bana verin. Ya gerçekten mi? Çekiliş esnasında reklam mı koydunuz? Ben kazandıysam ne olacak şimdi? Ben kazandıysam ve göremediysem ekrana yazacaklar mı acaba? Şu sağdaki ekrana bakıyorum da. Kim congratulations? Ha şu congratulations. Tamam o ben değilim.
Well, is there a name? Keep your DMs open. We need to find you. Yeah.
Tüh be kazanamadık lanet.
This man's like, it's Norwegian Day. I don't know if I told you guys today. And maybe I get a little Omni headset with it.
Oğlum hiç çekilişten bir şey kazanmadım yani. Ne şanssız bir insanım.
So Cal,
Hiç siz kazandınız mı
do we
çekilişten bir
have
şey?
our winner? Or are you the greediest goose of them all? No, you're gonna... Okay. Nah, yeah. Talon 05. You are getting... Oh, Anitan blocking our camera view. Anitan, oh, Anitan, show them your hair. Oh, did you already undo some of it? Oh, Anitan was getting his hair done a little bit earlier, but yeah, he's still got a little residue
Olsun
from
be o zaman.
yesterday. Oh,
Hangimiz
what a
kazanmadık
cutie.
ki onu?
But guys, let's head on back over to our casters. And guys, if you want that delicious mouse pad later, stay online. We'll be
Maçımızı
doing
verin
it
bizim.
afterwards. And we're shaving BC
Maçımız.
Who doesn't want board check.
Maçımız vardı.
Very
Ustam
nice.
bizim bir maç vardı.
Go enjoy the cast.
Ya Age of RTS kanalı da artık zaten bitti galiba. Twitch'te Age of RTS. Aha başlıyor mu maç? Aha.
All right, it's
Tamam,
just me
yavaştan
for the time
başlayacak
being.
gibi.
We're still searching for Myriad. He has been lost, but in the meantime, what? Looks like he's just about. Okay, maybe not. Anyways, it is 2-4 at the moment.
Bu şeyi düzenleyen
We're
Age of
fortunate to
RTS
be
kanalı,
currently
bu turnuvayı
with the lead. I'm
düzenleyen.
joined here by my wonderful co-caster Myriad himself.
İşte yani Beast var. O ekipte Beast var. Beast'in işte kız arkadaşı var.
if I do this.
Bir sürü oyuncu var.
Myriad, bro.
Bayağı bir ekip kurmuşlar yani. Kalabalık bir ekip yapıyor bunu. Yemekleri yapanlar ayrı. Şu an işte moderasyonu yapanlar ayrı. Yani normalde böyle bir etkinliğin tabii ki yani bu kadar kişinin bir araya gelmesi lazım ki profesyonel bir etkinlik olsun.
On Lucifron's, like, yeah.
It looked so good, right? But Lucifron, he killed a ton of villagers, so he was always ahead in the economy. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Like, you see B going for these villager fights time and time again. And sometimes it's, like, really good. It's like the turnaround, and he's been able to stabilize multiple times throughout the set. But you just lose so much in return for it.
Like, the thing that I feel like that game actually genuinely went down to.
İyi bari güzel ama en azından güzel bir ailem varsa sevindim yani. Darısı başıma inşallah.
A little bit of attack speed.
Bana da böyle eli yüzü düzgün
I mean, you still end up winning.
No, but on
bir tane eş lazım.
No,
Artık
no,
yaşım da
Sengoku.
geldi.
Yeah, Sengoku won.
Oh yeah.
Artık bir aile kurma zamanımdır.
The graphics is indeed wrong. Yeah. Sengoku
Buradan
did end
tüm
up
güzel kızlara sesleniyorum. Beni bulun.
That's awkward.
Anyways,
Anyway,
next up, we've only got hybrid maps left.
is very true.
A little bit of water remaining here. Lucifron,
Harita belli mi? Henüz belli olmamış.
JD, Mongols, Shushi's Legacy, and the Chinese left in this set. He still got the Malians, the Tuklak, Hri, All of the Dragon, and the Jin Dynasty left. Having Tuklak left, that must feel really, really good at this point, because you know that no matter what, you can kind of like force a civilization by just picking Tuklak with whatever other civilization that you want to play.
Yeah. So, like, now that there's only hybrid maps, right? We have seen Jin now a couple of times on hybrid maps. What do you like? Genuinely, like dead serious here. Like, do you think there's a chance that we do see Jin being picked?
We genuinely could. I looked specifically at the income earlier.
Bu Anaton'un kafasına diyorsan Ozan, ona işte ne yapmışlardı? Boyadılar mı? Ne öyle bir şey
And
yaptılar.
it didn't look bad at all.
Ben de hani takip etmedim de tahmin ediyorum.
So
But
I
that was
think-
with the flowers as well, right?
No, it wasn't with the flowers. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
without the flowers.
It was even without the flowers.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
So
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
flowers, absolutely, you can have some great wood income there with the Jin Dynasty. So I can definitely see the Jin Dynasty being a really solid civilization on these hybrid maps potentially. It's just awkward when it comes to pure water maps like
Yep.
Holy Island
Yep.
because you're lacking that crucial upgrade in Castle Age for your sprinkle chips.
Yeah, like the thing that I'm saying here as well, right, is Mali is not a very good civilization. Like as some of you might have figured out,
Asterisk.
I'm a Mali main. You know?
Yeah, okay.
It's just shocker.
I've seen what you've done with Mali, so yeah.
But, yeah. Come on, man. I have tried it on 4 legs. Plenty of times. I have tried it a couple of times on Fisher Marshes. I haven't tried it on Kerlager because I haven't played it that much. And the few times I have played it, it was kind of serious. But best trying his best. They are not very good.
On hybrid maps, no, not at all. On
So-
hybrid maps, it's very tough for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If we are in the worst case scenario here, right? I don't know the map just yet. I can quickly check if you have written anything in the Discord channel if that has been updated or not. But Genuinely, what
Ha, Kasımpaşa'ya yenilmişiz.
right, is
Ben
worst case
yenilmişiz
scenario,
derken
you're going to
Galatasaraylıyım
be
da
losing
ona binaen diyorum.
Tuglug and
1-0
potentially
yenmiş.
HRE or order.
Abi
If you're straight up
şimdi
just looking at four legs, that's a pretty
Fenerbahçeliler
normal.
daha çok üzülür mü acaba ya sadece bir puanla
And then you
şampiyonluğu
know,
kaçırdık diye.
Frisian, you maybe go HRE Tuglug.
Hangi kadroyla çıktılar acaba?
Yeah, we can probably just start the game. Yeah.
Umarım hani
and then
yedek ağırlıklı bir kadrodur da
down to-
forma şansı bulmuşlardır. En azından.
into Mali.
Mangudai şu an iyi durumda mı ki?
On like one of these three maps.
Nah, I mean, look what B has available,
Yeah.
right? Like Tuklak, HRE,
Yeah, but like at the
Tuklak,
very
Order.
end, if you get to like game 9.
Ha, kadro
Then
kalede Günay. Zaten kalede Günay varken bizim o maçı kazanma şansımız yok.
Five civilizations left for them.
Icardi, Sane, Eren yok hiç öyle şey
I mean, best case
yedek
Mali
kadro
could
falan da
pick
değil
up
bu arada yani.
Yeah,
Bir tek
I
Arda var.
For those
Nehaga
who
var.
probably haven't seen it before. Like
Kaan
fishing ships,
ilk
they
11
did
belki
get
hani
a
yedek
change
sayılabilir.
season
Yok yani gene ilk 11'e yakın bir tek kaledeki Günay.
And
Günay,
some
Kaan,
fishing ships
Enhaga,
actually get a
Arda.
bit of gold
Tamam ya bence bu kadroyla bir
But
sıfır
it's
kötü değil.
generally at the point you don't notice it at all.
Yeah.
Yani lig
Like
bitmiş
it's-
zaten kazansak mı olur
You
kazanmasak
can
mı
have
olur.
20 fishing ships, and your feudal age landmark's going to give you more gold per minute
Yeah,
than the
I
fishing
think
ships.
I think it comes around to like for every 10 you get 1 gold, so you get 40 food and 4 gold,
Yeah.
and then you're just sitting there going, okay, well, this doesn't do anything, which is hence why we're kind of saying it's kind of bad on hybrid. But I
Ha
do-
Fener 3-3 mü
the more
kalmış?
I think of it, it's
Ha, ben
potential
de
for
kazanmıştır
having
diye
all the
düşündüm
efficient
ya, tamam.
options. Could be some spare rush, some Saharan trade networks.
Ben kazanmıştır diye düşündüğüm için.
I don't think
Bilmiyordum
you want
Fener'in
trade
sonucunu.
change that
No,
put the
no.
market
Just
into
just
the
trade network as the landmark, as defensive
Oh, you-
landmark. Because if you're lucky,
aggressive defensive or defensive defensive.
both.
Well, we're about to find out. I don't think it's going to be Malians here, as we're going to be jumping on into. Wait, that is the wrong game. We just
that
watched French versus. Wait, French versus
Yeah,
opposite.
it's coming
They
very
picked
short.
Oh,
Anyways.
it's the overlay. Okay, okay.
it's
Thank
the
God.
overlay.
It's JD.
Evet.
For a second, I was like, wait, French architecture, and I see French.
4 gol haritası. Ne oluyor lan?
Eh?
Ha. 4 gol haritası
And here we
arkadaşlar.
go, ladies and
Potansiyel
gentlemen.
son
It is
maç
now match
olabilir.
point for
Eğer
3DB
B
in the
kazanırsa.
grand final of the Homestead Cup
Bu
live
arada
here in
sonuçları
Serbia.
sonuçları
We've
ters
got him
yazmışlar.
playing as the
Düzeltirler
Order of the
herhalde.
Dragon on
Şu an
four legs
B
in the color green.
4.
His opponent,
Lucifron 2.
playing as Jean
Ee,
herself
Ejder
in the color yellow.
Tarikatı,
We'll get
Can
the
Dark
flipped around in
maçı.
just a second here. Never mind, we're getting the players flipped around instead.
Evet
And
düzelttiler
this is going
skorların yerlerini.
a very decisive game. If he doesn't, or rather, if Lucifron doesn't win this one, he is going to be out of the tournament, and B is going to be our victor of the Homestead Cup.
Lucifron's last chance to mount a
Eyüp
comeback
Spor
here.
Fener sahasında 3-3 mü kalmış?
Game up against the Byzantines. But he can afford
Aa,
no more
çok
mistakes,
iyiymiş.
and he looks to rely on JD here.
Bence büyük
Four
başarı
legs
yani.
up against B's Order of the Dragon. JD,
Neyse
pretty decent
maçımıza dönelim.
honestly.
Futbol.
French
Yayında her şey var. Futbol bile var
It
görüyorsunuz.
essentially comes down to that block. Say
Bakalım
50 wood with every dog.
Ejderha Tarikatı
There's also a house
soldaki
giving you
göle
that additional
girmiş.
plus 10
Aynen.
population. Order of the
Lucifron
Dragon,
da
however, is no
kendisine
slouch
göre
by any means
soldaki sol
either.
aşağıdaki göle girmiş.
Chapel, of course, boosting a wood line
Şu
is
ana kadar
always gonna be
ters
an amazing economic
ters bir durum
bonus
yok.
when it comes to
Ama maçlarda abi çok da bir şey olduğunu sanmıyorum şu an ya. Yani hani lig bitti ya.
Burgrave Palace play.
Yani ne olacak ki zaten hani. Bir heyecanı falan kalmadı.
Now the Burgrave isn't as
Ha sen futbol maçlarını mı izledin? Tamam. Boş ver ya önemli değil.
immediately aggressive.
Yani şöyle
with the Order of the Dragon.
açıkçası son iki maç güzeldi bence.
They, of course, getting that 5 times production barracks with
Son maç
their
değil de ondan önceki
Order of
maç
the Dragon.
bir
They still get an increase in production
biraz saçma oynadı,
on
kaybetti
that
maçı.
Burgrave Palace, but most
kendi kendine
importantly,
sattı
also
maçı yani
getting
açıkçası.
an increase in the cost from
Replay'den falan şeyden bakarsın diyor en
from that
geçmişinden.
Burgrave Palace. Only 30% faster production, not 500% faster, but yeah, that decrease in cost
Şu an durum
is
4-2.
quite nice.
Eğer B kazanırsa 5-2 ile bitecek.
The second dock here already for Lucifron. Really prioritize. He's actually the only way you can do this is by sacrificing fishing ship production. There's no possible way to have enough wood in order to maximize this, and you can see that reflected already. B, a slight lead in fishing ship production there.
Sound is a little bit off at the moment. We're going to be working on that in the meantime, though. B and both Lucifron, both on the water here. Archon Chapel is coming in now for B. There we go. And only, never mind, is pulling additional villagers for that.
Benim köpeğin galiba çişi gelmiş arkadaşlar. Ben 2 dakika müsaade istiyorum, hemen geliyorum.
That forward line, I think yeah, touches the gold as well. So this is about as good as it could possibly get, really. I mean, maybe like if you manage to get a spawn where you have the first main wood line and a tiny one next to it, I guess that would be better.
I mean, this is, you can't really ask for much more, right? Like that, for a water map especially, gold, sheep, and the first big wood line in range, that's about as good as it gets, and be even repositioning the sheep to have them be in that radius of that Archon Chapel. Nice and early age up here from him. Question's going to be what he wants to do after that, whether he's going to be going for an additional pond play, whether he's going to be getting even more fishing ships in, or whether he's immediately going to be investing into some production buildings on land to try and bolster up on there. And indeed, it looks like it's going to be that production building on land as we see the barracks coming up inside of the space here.
Yeah, it is essential, of course. The School of Cavalry is inevitable, facing JD or French for that matter. And, well, there's few better answers than the Gilded Spearman. Especially with the new brace mechanic, it's going to make it even more difficult for Lucifron. Going to have to pay very close attention to his engagements with the Knights. Of course, JD is going to be a great advantage here. Especially in range form, he's going to be able to snipe out the spears safely from range. Although, melee JD can also be very effective here.
She can be. It's just more difficult now that these spears, or rather Gilded Spearmen, have a lot more melee damage as well. You gotta be really careful when it comes to taking any melee engagements. Also just the twirl, I want to say, like the twirl ability when you start swinging that sword around in a 360-degree arc. It doesn't feel as impactful when these units just have so much more health compared to a normal Spearman counterpart.
Yeah, I've always liked Beyblade.
She lets it rip.
School of Cavalry now completed for Lucifron. First Knight immediately in queue. Melee JD as well right upon finishing it, so the choice has been made. So far only Spearman for B, playing it nice and safe. Wheelbarrow as well, after double products has already finished, so nice upgrade advantage coming in for B already. He's playing it very safe and calculated so far. Has found the expansion to the northern pond as well.
Horsemen also coming in
geldik.
for B, so already a lot of spearmen and now a horseman follow-up as well.
Şimdi önemli bir şey kaçırmış mıyım? Onlara bakıyorum.
Of that additional food income from that first pond. Lucifron though pulling a little bit ahead when it comes to the fishing ship count, and both players now going for that second dock on that second pond next to them. JD down the board, try and soak up some additional experience here.
Yalnız Jandar boğaya iyi vuruyormuş ha. Boğa diyorum ya, yaban domuzu.
Does take a bit of a beating from that ball, take her down to half HP, but she does regenerate by herself, so as long as she doesn't put herself in too much danger, be more than fine. One villager stray on the berries could cost B here, but he does react quick enough, and of course it's a gilded villager, so it will take 3 hits, not counting the charge to go down.
Köylü dağılmanına bakıyorum. Oradan hani çıkarım yapmaya çalışıyorum. Oyunun gidişatı nasıl devam edecek diye. İki tarafta da bayağı odunda çalışan var. 13-14. O da işte fishing ship'ler, balıkçı tekneleri için. Onun dışında iki tarafta full üretim yapacak gibi görünüyor. Order of the Dragon'da, Ejderha Tarikası'nda sadece 3 köylü altında çalışıyor. O da işte upgrade'ler için vesaire muhtemelen. Onun dışında sadece Pikeman basıyordu en son. Şimdi tekrar üstünü gösterdiğinde bakarız. Lucifron'sa okçu, şövalye üretiyor. Bir şey üretmeye de başlamış. Horseman üretmeye de başlamış. Bu Abbasi Fransa maçında olduğu gibi Horseman Pikeman ordu kompozisyonuna karşı okçu şövalye ordu kompozisyonu olacak. Bu sefer sadece roller değişmiş olacak. Lucifron şövalyelerle daha agresif oyunu oynuyor olacak. Diğer taraftan B de Ejderha Tarikatı'yla kendini savunmaya çalışacak. Bakalım başarabilecek mi?
Homestead still hanging around with JD. Ooh, almost is getting impaled on that one spearman there. But now, big mass of spearmen, and this is where JD suddenly tends to feel very, very exposed all of a sudden. Not an engagement that you really want to be taking. You want to ideally get up to like 20 archers to be able to one-shot these spearmen before you really start moving out again with JD at this point. Else you might end up just losing too many knights.
Absolutely. And of course, being gilded spearmen, you'll need even more archers than normal to reach that one-shot threshold. JD though, is feeling pretty brave. Finds a holy smite, decent connection there, but the thing is, like, against gilded units, like, it doesn't look like much damage.
Abi bloklamaya çalışıyor, görüyor musun o?
Gets another twirl in there. Yeah, just a little bit of experience, not experience, but damage. You can tell though, it really
Ya sıkıntı şu, ha gerçi
like it's a lot there.
imamı var değil mi? Prelate'i var mı şu an ejderha tarikatına? Yok değil mi?
A lot of resource being floated at the moment for Büyük.
Hani iyileştirebilir diyecektim ama şeyi imamı abi son anda imamı olmadığı için iyileştiremez şu an. Yani üretebilir tabii ki de. Şu an için yok. O yüzden orada Can Dark'ın verdiği hasar önemli. Ya öldüremese bile o ünitelere hasar veriyor olması önemli.
Just a flesh wound.
Correct.
Ordu değerine baktığımızda 2700'e 2200 yakın aslında bayağı.
Three additional knights in queue, more archers coming out as well. He wants to go for the aggression in feudal age. I do say that, but he's got 1,000 food in the back, 16 villagers now on gold. He's also potentially looking for his own age up after all here. But just a couple of horsemen causing some havoc here. One villager will go down. That's the first villager kill in this game so far. B, also 5 fishing ships ahead behind it all. He's going to be looking for his own age up here shortly. And Lucifron still potentially just looking for his own means of just getting it open to try and attack into B space. There it is, Burgrave Palace is going to be coming in now in the back of B space.
Oraya saldırması çok olası değil yani. B'nin altın hattı bayağı iyi korunuyor şu an. En az 2 tane kule var. Lucifron'un kendi altın hattı biraz daha açıkta gibi görünüyor. Şimdi otomatik iyileştir... Oha bayağı girdi içeri, bir dakika. Oo, Burgrave'i görmüş. Eyvah eyvah, bir dakika bu sıkıntı olabilir. Oo, çok fena yakaladı burayı.
B not focus firing her, and he loses most of his
Jandarm öldü.
No spearman left on the field. She finally falls to the outpost, but B pays a big price for it. The first villager has already gone down.
İki köylü kaybetti galiba değil mi orada? Galiba 2 ya da 3 yani en fazla. Burayı güzel savundu.
As some archers, great idle time forced here by Lucifron.
And all the archers getting picked off by some of the remaining horsemen. Knights still roaming around, but now B an age ahead. Couple of villagers killed, but only a couple. The
bu sıkıntı yaratabilir. Şimdi B 3'e çıktı. Ama diğer taraftan orada da eşitler. Yani göletlerde durum ne diye baktım. Göletlerde de ciddi bir fark yok. İkisi de 2'şer göle inmişler ve oradan balıkçı teknesi üretmeye devam ediyorlar. Şimdi teknoloji farkı kendini hissettirmeye başlayacak yavaş yavaş. Lucifron şu upgrade'ler vesaire bitene kadar bir zarar vermek zorunda ki şimdi içeri girdi yine yapabilmek için. İçeri giren tabii B bu arada. Lucifron değil. İki tarafında 3'er köylüsü öldü. Tabii yani ejderha tarikatının köylüleri bir tık daha pahalı ve güçlü üniteler. Şimdi şeylere bakıyorum, relikler henüz alınmamış. Upgrade'lerini yapıyor sadece bir upgrade yapıyor şu an gerçi de altında 14 işçi çalışmaya başlamış. Tamam, upgrade'ler yavaş yavaş gelecektir. Şimdi Guild Hall geliyor, lonca binası. Lucifron'da 3. çağ çıkacak. Buna izin verecek mi, ne kadar izin verecek göreceğiz. Bir tane yaldızlı şövalye içeri girdi. Köylüyü de alacak. Alamadı. Hız olarak nasıl acaba, kaçabilecek mi oradan? Kaçabiliyor, güzel. Aha, köylüyü şimdi gördü.
And he's got to find more value. 400 health actually, yeah.
They're giga tanky. 36 base damage.
Şimdi ordu Value'da 3120'ye 3800.
Lucifron though does find the age up with the guild hall, and chivalry is on the way now as well. Quite a few low HP knights on his side. Knight count is looking very healthy still, and JD more than halfway now.
Üstündeki altını bitiyor şu an B'nin ama çok yakında, yani çok açıkta olmayan aslında. 2 tane altın kaynağı daha var, küçük altın kaynağı. O yüzden çok da ciddi bir sıkıntısı yok şu an için.
The issue with this is now, as JD, even if you get to level 3, all of your units are pretty much getting countered outright immediately. The companions, they are getting countered out by the crossbowmen, and yeah, I mean, the riders also, there's already spearmen out there, or they can be very easily massed up.
Inexperience there over to JD, of course. Gilded units.
Şimdi bu bir avantaj mı dezavantaj mı onu çok bilemiyorum. Ama haritaya bakarsanız Lucifron'un altınlarının üçü de aynı yerde. Üçü de sol kanatta. Yani bu tek bir yere savunacak demek bir taraftan. Yani bir taraftan da ama orayı kaybederse bütün altınını kaybedecek demek. O yüzden aslında B'nin oyun planının çok çok net olması gerekiyor aslında bana kalırsa şu an. Altına baskı, yani sol kanada, Lucifron'un sol kanadına baskı kurmak.
That's going to be almost enough to push it to level 3 here.
Oh my god, look at the pathing though, it's very awkward.
Oh no. Get it? Oh, nice.
He gets him back, okay.
That's crazy. Is JD here though?
Yeah, she's there, she's there.
Right
she
there,
gets it.
Yeah, massive XP. Going over 4, huh?
Lucifron though still
6300'e 4600. Wow, B çok öne geçmiş. Yani yaldızlı şövalyeler bir tanesi, çünkü bir tane çıktığı zaman bile bayağı pahalı ülkeler olduğu için fark yaratıyor.
Horseman goes down as well. Another 24 experience over to JD. Creeping ever closer to that level 3. Of course, it will not be as hard hitting at this stage. B has been in the castle age for quite some time.
Man at Arms mı?
And his count just keeps building at this point. Lucifron still relying on the Royal Knights as well as the Archers. Where you can look at the
Gel
army
kuşum,
value.
gel,
It is
gel oğlum.
not looking great for Lucifron.
Gel oğlum, gel.
If you look at the raw army count, he is ahead, 33 to 30.
Bizim köpeğin canı sıkılmış herhalde, bana bakıyor uzaktan. Gel kuşum, söyle. Canım mı sıkıldı? Sen de maç sunsana, sen niye maç sunmuyorsun? Sen de maç sun oğlum. Gel beraber sunalım mı?
7.6,000 to 5.6,000. And from a defensive perspective, it's going to be very difficult for Lucifron to find any damage. I mean, Order of the Dragon's so powerful on the defense.
8300'e 5600. Hala önde, köylü sayısında da önde. Ya şu an B'nin çok ciddi bir avantajı var. Hem üretim olarak hem... Oha, nasıl gördü onu helal. Hem üretim olarak hem de askeri olarak.
Lucifron pushing forward, but the second JD gets found out by those crossbows, she dies immediately.
What? JD öldü mü?
The other crossbow is just one simple of extension.
Ölmüş.
Immediately very fragile at this stage. So unfortunate loss there for Lucifron. Meanwhile, the Gilded Knights again are going to find value. This is looking very tricky for Lucifron, I have to say. I mean, being behind in the castage timing as well means that the guild hall is far away from giving him that coveted
Abi bir tane şövalyenin yaptığına bak.
And the wood line is idled yet again. B is on point this game.
Now Lucifron, he is starting to mass up some of the Arbaletrian. Arbaletrian will be doing very well here. Actually, B, he is... Oh my god, he got an archership up on this pond from Lucifron. Idled out a lot of the workers as well.
Managed to get two
Abi kaç tane köylü kesti orada? İnanılmaz.
on Lucifron's
Çok
side, that's a
kesti
massive
orada.
victory, and Lucifron wants to do a Hail Mary. All of his knights.
Abi GG burası. Burası GG ben size söyleyeyim.
Base race.
It is. I feel like there's a lot more for
Lucifron geri dönecek mi yoksa?
Şimdi
iki oyuncu da rakibinin üstünde arkadaşlar. Yani direkt base race'e döndü ama zaten çok fazla hasar vermişti. Bir tane şövalyeyle.
Archers trying their best in order to pick off some of these gilded crossbowmen, but just the number disadvantage here at this point in time for Lucifron.
Abi yok, B'ye yazar bu. GG.
To beat back B
GG, çok
out
net
of his
GG.
base, and it feels like there's just no way back. And
Wow.
GG's gonna be coming in B, able to win the last game in this series.
Vay
It
be,
means that we
ulan
have
çok
our
iyiydi be.
champion, ladies and gentlemen. B, 3DB has won
Abi herif
the
hak
Homestead
etti.
Cup.
Sadece bir maçta bir saçmaladı bir ara.
3DB
Şov
emerges
yapacağım diye.
victorious here in the grand
Ama hak etti
final
yani
in a
çocuk, helal.
somewhat
Vallahi güzel
decisive
oynadı çocuk.
final here with 5-2. A massive victory for B. And I think this marks, correct me if I'm mistaken, but his first S-tier win, is that right?
I do believe it is. So his first S-tier victory,
Wow.
a big one.
Güzeldi,
at that
helal.
as well,
Helal lan,
and a LAN
B.
event for B. Congratulations
Vallahi
to
hak
you
etti
out
ya
there,
çocuk
man.
yani, güzel oynuyor.
What a set it's been. What an entire tournament it's been. The road from the group stage all the way here to this grand final best of 9, 5-2 for 3DB. Man, I gotta say, just big congratulations, big shout out to him. Definitely deserved. I think it's all just the power that's been given to him as well. Having his family here at the live event as well, his wife, his kid. Man, what a
Tamam
day it's
Libo,
been, and
teşekkür
what a
ederim.
Great tournament end.
İzlediğin için. Hatta ben de kapatayım yavaştan. İzleyen herkese teşekkürler. Bir dahaki yayınlarda, turnuvalarda, diğer yayınlarda görüşmek üzere. Hoşçakalın. Bay bay.
Joy on his face as well as his wife's face.
So I do believe it is time